True story. I was assessed for ADHD, and after the assessment, the shrink said, there's a lot of evidence that you have ADHD. The most prominent of which was that you already went through this process and were diagnosed 15 years ago and forgot. Breaking news! Toucans can loaf. He is officially banana bread. I mean, yeah, any bird can loaf. That's why they got little legs to hide it up in their, I guess that would that be the torso? It's like they have one whole part of a body. What's going on, and welcome back to the channel. Today we have more non-political posts from a very political Twitter. This is one of those things that was way funnier in my head, and it's the sign for the 96 West, and it's Beavis and Butthead. I can do a dramatic reading. Hey Beavis, you should flip the sign so it says 69. And then Beavis goes, meh, yeah, 69. And he flips the sign, but that's still 96 West. He f***ed it up. Oh. And how would he have known, you know? I don't know how he could have known. Poor Beavis, in his hubris for a funny joke, realized that it was never there to begin with. This is 90 pounds of cheese. The average American eats this much cheese every day. Let that sink in. I'm French and I can't see any cheese in that photo. Yeah, it's not rendered yet. Look at it. This is ridiculous. It's all just smooth as hell. No polygons on that cheese. Actually, I think too many polygons, right? If it's smooth. This is just like 1x1 Lego pieces that you found and enlarged. These are not real pieces of cheese. Love reading about men in history like, unfortunately, he never found a wife. His elaborate scarf collection sold for $1.2 million in 2011, and his closest male friend, Chauncey, with whom he shared a bed, died within weeks of one another. They were known for their dinner parties. Isn't there like a whole subreddit dedicated to this though? Like for like sapphic relationships where it's like, oh no, they're just friends, and no, they Did something interesting happen at work today? Girl, I work with numbers. If something interesting happens, I throw up. Like, where'd all the money go? Why is it in your account? It must have been a glitch. I don't know. That's interesting, you know? it's the little things. Wow. Sorry, is his mouth black? Is he turning into a fucking zombie? Good Lord. April to current for my client, Mac Gregor. As DJ Khaled would say, another one. Yeah, Gym Bros will show you a timeline where they mutate a normal guy into a volatile from Dying Light and insist that it's the peak human form. He looked fine on the first half. Like, they've turned him into a zombie. This thing is grotesque. Based on the amount of pottery fragments alone, the Roman Empire may be the clumsiest empire history has ever known. I mean, they were knocking pots over left, right, and center. There was not a single pot that made it out unscathed from the Roman Empire. And all of the pots that these dumbass Romans kept knocking over. Probably if they wore shoes instead of sandals, wore laced shoes, they wouldn't be tripping up on themselves. But they insisted they wanted to wear sandals, as was the fashion of the time. $500,000 or a date with Megan the Stallion, the Thee. There's not a woman on this planet I'm gonna choose a date with over the 500K. Clicked on a French tweet and this was one of the replies. I can't believe it. Oh, cliffhanger. This is like knowing that the Dutch say poop in Sharton. This is awesome. Guys, I have $1 billion idea. Fork your own copy of Chromium. It's f***ing genius. Why chubby girls? And then it's just squish, squish, more squish. This feels almost dehumanizing to me. Softer and warmer cuddle sessions, more comfy lap pillow. Why are you as a man sleeping on her lap? It should be the opposite. Be a man. Be a man and sit up. You don't sleep until she's sound asleep. Then you fall asleep. This is how a fat a girl can be before Twitter starts getting scared. Before they start, I don't know, posts like this, I feel like are like obviously objectifying, but almost insulting to me in a way, where it's like you picked like white chubby girls and then drew like the smallest amount of body fat you could. Like, okay, man. People with good singing voices should not be allowed to do karaoke. Sorry, but it's not fun watching you do a little Star Search performance. I'm here to see drunk Keith fight for his life through Live It on a Prayer, as God intended. I know what you're going to say. Another gift? Well, you are just that amazing. From your most amazing wife. Yeah, my wife's running gag for years now is to put games I order online in gift bags and say they're from her. Dude, we're doing something like this for my birthday. I love this So for my birthday, we are just, I told my girlfriend, I told Bree, what I want her to do is I want her to get some of my favorite snacks from the gas station. And what I want her to do is then plate the snacks, like take them out of the package and everything, plate them like she cooked them, and then serve them to me like with full enthusiasm, like she just made this like home cooked meal. That is what I want her to do. I want her to be like, and you know, I made some home cooked. This is a Michael and Ike. I thought you would like this. And I'd be like, well, how'd you make it? And she's like, oh, well, you know, chef never kisses and tells. That's what I want. I want her to be like, and these are, plural, we call them Skittles, but you got one, so that's just a skit. Oh, thank you. You know, sir, please, the name of the street. I can't zoom in anymore. This is the most you are not alone I think I've ever felt. I mean, GPSs suck, man, but I can tell this, looking at this is Google Maps or this is Apple Maps. It's one of the two. It sucks. What street are you going down? Yes! That's terrifying. My coworker said bequeathed instead of bequeathed on a company-wide call, and I've never been happier. Well, I would have loved to have been on the call when this happened. Do you think they just played it cool, like they were like, yeah, bequeathed, that, or do you think they called it out like, what? The CEO's like, pause! Say that again. Okay, we gotta call attention to the dumbass who just said bequeathed. What'd you say? What'd you mean? Can you spell it? Here, type it out. Type it out in the chat. Say it. In tears. B-E-Q-U-E. Good. E and fired! No severance. Moved into a new building and my neighbor joked, I hear you constantly lecturing your BF. He sounds like a handful. And I replied, yeah, man, am I right? Because I didn't want to tell her that I'm single and just earnestly scold my cat for taking a tone with me when I do everything around here. Dude, cats suck. They don't pay rent and they want affection on their terms. Like, you're eating here for free. You're my house. Let me hold you for 15 minutes, please. Your Honor, my clients may have robbed the Louvre, but it was only because they were getting the old gang together for one last job. I would be so bad in a heist because I would like have trouble starting the getaway car. They'd be like, you gotta go! And I'm like, I forgot to push the start, looking for keys. Oh God. You know, I'd panic and then, you know, I'd start going the speed limit because I want to follow the road rules. And he's like, you hit the gas. I can't, it's a 25. You know, we all get caught and I'm like, officer, how you doing today? And he's like, can we see your trunk, please? And I'm like, you got a warrant for that? What, we didn't steal any money? And he's like, oh, did you? Yeah, we didn't just rob the bank. Oh. Yeah, I'm not gonna raise my hands in the air where you can see them. Sorry, I have plans. The plans? Are you a floor person? Why lying on the ground feels so good. For some, just a few minutes to mind. I'm not a floor laying down person. I simply play Did You Know gaming compilations and my mind no longer thinks. The more secure you want my computer password to be, the more guaranteed I am to just write that very not secure post-it note. You want me to do a special character, exclamation point and numbers and make sure one's capitalized? That's going, I'm writing that shit down on a post-it note and then putting that in my wallet and losing my wallet. That's what's happening. In that order. Turns out the viral Louvre detective was just a random guy walking around. You know what? Make him the detective anyway. What's the word for two dudes that hang occasionally because their girlfriends are best friends? That's the homie-in-law. I have a couple homie-in-laws, but they want to be more than that. Maybe. They gotta pass a series of tests to be more than my homie-in-law. And I believe in them. I think they can do it. My niece and the giant pup dressed as the big bad wolf in Little Red Riding Hood. She's just smiling because she thinks that's her granny. That baby don't know no better. She has no idea who she's looking at. She's going, Grandma? Not quite, unless your grandma also drools like a dog. My dad used to work with Ted Bundy at the University of Utah. And every Friday, my dad would say, see you Monday, Bundy. And I can't imagine how much Ted actually thought about murdering him for it. I don't know. I think Ted Bundy could appreciate a fun little workplace joke. I mean, I didn't realize, like, I've seen this post a couple of times, and the more I think about it, you think him being born in Utah is what, you know, compelled him to kill? Because I don't feel like there's anything to do there. A necklace themed around water splashes is lovely. A work by Zoom in Studio. That's really cool. The necklace, oh wait, this is actually fucking cute. I love that. It looks like you're just, you know, perpetually sweating. It's the order of mankind's accomplishments that fascinate me. In 1969, we put men on the moon. In 1970, we put wheels on luggage. Yeah, I mean, we didn't know that we need wheels on luggage until we went to the moon and realized how much to take with us. We thought, God, this would be easier if we could roll it around. You know? It was a necessary thing, you know. All conveniences is because we went to the moon and realized how painful it was. McDonald's Japan is finally abandoning its unpopular paper straws, replacing them with lids that diners can drink from directly. A 9-year-old wrote a study for a school project, and we all ended up drinking glue for over a decade. Excuse me? What does that mean? So in 2011, a 9-year-old kid launched a campaign to ditch plastic straws by pushing unverified data, and a bunch of companies adopted paper straws soon after. McDonald's in Japan is now ditching those straws because they make drinks taste like fucking garbage. Which I get it, you know. I've never liked the paper straw thing because it's not gonna dissolve, you know. Get behind me, billion-dollar corporations! I'll defend you. Chipotle tweets, I ordered these burritos 15 minutes apart from the same store today. The one on the left I ordered in person, and it's twice the size as the one on the right, online order. My online order is always significantly smaller every time. Stop ripping us off. F up, Mike. Since it's spooky season time, I made a pumpkin edit for you, Rebecca. Thank you. Oh, Rebecca Black actually did it too. That's why she's for the people. What an excellent photo. It certainly is something. Is this trying to continue? What's going on with this? And yeah, no, it's just her photo. Good for her. She's really for the people. How old are you? I was born in 2007. Oh, I'm 16. Born in 2008. I was born in 1990. Dinosaur, dinosaur, dinosaur. Oh, you're so old. You're ancient, dude. Hey, those 2000s babies, you laugh now. You're like, oh, the 90s kids, they're so old. Soon enough, that'll be you. It's already starting, all right? Because these 2020, the kids born in 2020, they're gonna do that to you, man. It's cyclical and it's sickening. We're all made to feel like dinosaurs, and you're next, all right? TikTok, time's a coming. Mug I made. There are so many instances of archaeologists puzzling over particularly confusing artifacts, which were made by some guy pretty much doing this. Oh, dude, with the extendo handle for that, you know, reliable grip. I could appreciate that. And honestly, how many things do you think are like that? How many things do you think are just like some dude fucking around, and then archaeologists are like, what could it mean? How much of that do you think happens? My coworker carries a taser that says she doesn't let men hold anymore because they immediately attempt to shock themselves to see if they can take it. I found this out when I asked her to see it, fully intending to shock myself. It's fun. It's just a fun game, right? Like, I just want to see if I can do it. What's wrong with that? I want to see if I can handle it, if I'm chosen. Context. My boyfriend is kind of colorblind. Your face gonna be green square, red and square, haha. Babe, please say psych. Why? Did I get it wrong? Is it not red? I love you so much. I hate it here. I'd say that's more than just kind of colorblind. I would say that he's just straight up colorblind. What I'm more curious about is why your face is gonna be red and square. What's going on there? What's happening? I just love the phrase kind of colorblind, like it's like it only happens sometimes. Banana is peak food engineering. Comes in its own wrapper. 100% portable, zero mess. Zero prep, zero cleanup. Instant energy, high potassium, cheap. Name one bad thing about it. You can't. Banana wins. Pack it up. A couple bad things about bananas. Yeah, I can think of a couple. Yeah, if you even look at a banana wrong, it starts to bruise. They have an incredibly narrow window for being ripe. Once it's out of that window of being ripe, it has to be turned into banana bread. Fungal infections, and doesn't even taste like itself because of the fungal infections, meaning that there's a change in banana varieties. There's a couple of negatives. I didn't even mention the sugar content. And while we're on the topic of bananas, do I even need to bring up Chiquita Banana? Granted, the bananas themselves didn't do the crimes against humanity. The bananas themselves were innocent. Or were they? I don't know. Who's to say? We've all been declining invitations wrong. This is the only right way. September 28th, 1956. Dear Mr. Adams, thanks for your letter inviting me to join the Committee of the Arts and Sciences for Eisenhower. I must decline for secret reasons. Sincerely, E.B. White. I mean, this guy's got it down. Secret reasons. I can't ask why. They're secret. Doing that, or you can hit them with for reasons I have been told I cannot disclose, I must decline. Like, make it mysterious, you know, polite, but mysterious is the way to go. I really am tired of new thing bad, old thing good when it comes to any sort of media analysis. There was dog shit back then too. You just intentionally forget it. I remember telling my mom, man, music was so much better in the 80s. My mom laughed at me and said, Josh, you only like music that survived the 80s. Not gonna lie, that stuck with me. And mom's got a point, man. Yeah, you only like, it's a survivorship bias, right? Right? Like, take cars, for example, right? People are like, oh, these modern cars, they don't build the cars like they used to. Like, cars last way longer than they have ever had lasted before, right? I think it's just a nostalgia thing, like having the nostalgia glasses on and you perceive things differently. Like, oh, it used to be so much better back then because you have the rose-colored glasses on and you're ignoring all of the stinkers. What fan is this from, by the way? This looks cool. The Carpenter's Boy? Wow. Oh yeah, it's from, you might not have known it. It's kind of a niche fandom. It's the Bible. We're still, we haven't gotten any mainstream attention yet, so I'm glad you like my art. Unpopular opinion that will put you in this position. Not gonna lie, being extremely busy every day really helps you be mentally stable. I can agree to that. Having like a purpose to do, it's like a big factor to being mentally stable. Like a set goal, you can focus on a task at hand and keep your brain from wandering off, and that's very important. Now, obviously moderation is key here. Like, don't overwhelm your day until you're stressed out the wazoo. There is a balance that has to be stuck. You shouldn't be day in, day out inundated with things to do. You should pick a day to rest before your body picks that for you. You know what I mean? The general concept, though, I can agree with. My girlfriend is taking an online course to learn how to care for autistic children, and every time she completes a module, she just stares at me like this. I know what you are. Okay. Why you give me the doke stare? What are you? I hope you're learning. I love you, honey. And she's just like, I could see it. I could see it. And don't think like, oh, well, she can't prove it yet. Yes, she can. What'd you just buy on Steam, man? What game? What game did you just pick up on Steam, huh? Train sim? Yup. Yup. When I'm watching an early 2010s game review and the YouTuber starts arguing with his evil alter ego, that's when it hits. That's cinema. They don't make it like that. That's one thing they truly don't make it like anymore. That is a lost art. I also think that old YouTube, like 2010s YouTube videos have such a charm and a sparkle to them. I love how they feel just from like a viewer experience. I think they're so fun. Hey, guy with hydration pack, 2 hiking sticks and North Face vest. My 5-year-old walked the same trail in Crocs carrying a naked Barbie. Relax. All right, you're not gonna be stuck somewhere. All right, you're gonna be fine. Just take it easy, man. Just relax. The whole hiking thing, man. All that being said, despite making the joke, I don't hike, shocker. But I would imagine if you're doing all this stuff and putting on a bunch of gear to hike like an easier trail, you're probably you're training, right? Like that seems to me like you're loading up on gear for an easier trail to train for a more difficult hike. I would imagine, that makes sense to me. So if anything, this guy's got egg on his face, right? Oh, hey, idiot. You're going on slow baby trail with all that gear? Yeah, but then I'm gonna go on fuck your face mountain. Better look at Fergus, Farkle, and Felicia in Shrek 5. Wow, that's what incredible names. Can there be a joke where one of them watches Mr. Beast and it's the Beast from Beauty and the Beast? That'd be pretty good. He would have to do like something crazy though, like, he had to be like, what? Like, I just trapped princesses in my castle. Like, it would have to be something like that. Like, last princess to escape the castle wins or something. It would have to be, it would make sense. I got called into a meeting with HR today because apparently telling my coworker that I knew he was a C-section baby by the way he avoids labor. Wow. God damn. Holy shit, man. You fried him. You cooked him alive. But that was not acceptable in the workplace, which, fair enough. you know, I can understand that maybe being not something you should. That's crazy. I'm sorry. Yes, insulting your coworkers. Spoiler alert, that will get you reported to HR. That will happen. But damn, what a great insult that you made up in the shower. You called 4 men with multiple degrees. Look at him. He's got 4 of them. And guess what? He can get 4 more because he's got money like that, and there ain't nothing wrong with staying fresh. And you know what? Just as an aside, to be a little real, I feel like being like multiple degrees, yeah, sure, that's admirable, but also I feel like that person would be so focused on their career and them, like they would not have time for a relationship. But this guy's multiple degrees, he's staying fresh for you, dude. Go on, go ahead. Mickey Mouse should not look like that ever. He's the agent of happiness and joy for all ages. Here, no humor, no levity, no optimism or even any sort of exaggeration. The most popular cartoon character of all time looks completely broken. Wow, what I wouldn't give to show a room full of Disney adults the scene from Kingdom Hearts where Mickey gets choke slammed into the wall. I've never seen Kingdom Hearts. Does this happen? Yeah, I just watched like a 3-minute compilation of Mickey Mouse getting hurt in Kingdom Hearts. This would ruin a Disney to be like, oh my God, Mickey, no! He's getting mouse handled, dude. My dad used to live in a really bad area growing up, surrounded by a lot of gangs. And he told me that there was this kind, openly gay boy that used to tutor all these gang leaders for free. And one day a homophobe insulted him, and 5 gangs found out and went to go beat him up, and that's community. That's what community is all about. He taught them and he brought them together, you know, like, hey, this is a whole group now. If you mess with him, you mess with us. That's truth. I guess my question is, why did all the gang leaders need tutoring? What was going on there? Well, why is this like, what's, what happened here? Listen, you know, I know I just said the community is great, but also I can point out when a story's a little silly. This feels a little silly. Like, I don't know. Am I to assume that these gang leaders were still in high school and getting like what am I to assume here from this story? And also, how bad was this area if you have gang leaders who, you know, will protect their community? I mean, was it that was it that bad after all? What's going on here? I'm confused. Today, my 98-year-old grandmother bequeathed unto me, that's an excellent word, bequeathed, her handmade holiday apron. I had been crowned the next matriarch of the family. All hail. Dude, that's you know, the new generation. That's like, you know, John Cena passing the torch, you know what I mean? But it's also kind of a little sad, right? Like, she's passing on, grandma knows her time is coming, you know, the sands of time, there's only so many grains left, and she gave her apron to who she trusted most for use for the next, that's, you know, it's bittersweet. Thanks, Grandma, but also we're gonna miss you. Oh, man. Now you gotta get all the recipes too, because you know you can't make it like grandma makes it. So you have to hold on to those recipes, man. 2011 was the year movies finally nailed stylized hyperrealism in 3D animated movies, without it looking like Uncanny Valley, and then proceeded to never do so ever again. Well, it's because movie studios are cheap and care more about money than a good product. Yeah, I mean, that's most things, right? You know, will be like a profit prioritization. I can understand that. I mean, this is just a general greed is bad post, which I can agree with. But I'm gonna push back against this. So Rango, right? That on top of the realism had stellar art direction. Tintin looks like Polar Express. I don't think that is like, I don't know. Oh, this is really good, like, it doesn't look like Uncanny Valley. No, Tintin looked bizarre to me, man. And I mean, this style of animation too, like hyper detailed, like this kind of stuff, this costs money and takes a lot of time, which is, you know, for a movie studio, a big risk. Like, if I had to look it up. So the Tintin movie, that had a budget of 135 million. And when it was released in North America, it only did like what? Like 77 million in North America. And then in other, like outside of NA, it grossed an additional like 290 something $million. Like this movie got bailed out by it being overseas. You know, it did not do very well here in the States. It's just such a big risk. I can't blame a movie studio for not wanting to do it. I don't think it's really like a, there's no creativity in arts. Everything's greedy. Greed obviously exists in every industry for sure. I just don't know if this is the best example. My only Halloween candy take is that for whatever reason, we only see crackles emerge during Halloween, and they are delicious. You can literally find this on Google. I don't shop for candy on Google. No, you just post dumb questions on X. I didn't ask a question on X either. So you're wrong twice. And unfortunately, those don't make a right. But also this guy's stupid because if you look at the Wikipedia article for Crackle, the full-sized version was discontinued in 2014. So, you're stupid. And while you can technically get Crackle year-round in those mini variety bags, Ted's right. I really only ever see these around on Halloween. They're very festive candy to me. And if I want my Crackle fix outside of the month of October, I have, Crunch bars aren't the same. They don't taste as good. Like Crackle really has it on lock, man. Taco Bell, try this new thing. Me? What is it? Taco Bell? Does it matter? No, I'll take 3. That was a good point, Taco Bell. I'm sorry. You know what? That's on me. I'm sorry for being silly, Taco Bell. I'll take 3 of those. What is that? Baja Blast pie? Okay. It'll make me shit my pants and I'm gonna fart through my eyes. Whatever, dude. Live Moss. So, are we just gonna ignore the fact NASA's potentially discovered that our universe is inside a black hole? Or, yeah, what the fuck am I supposed to do, Angie? I could barely afford my rent. Dude, what was this taken on? Why is this like a photocopied screenshot? Also, like, if we are in a black hole, that doesn't really change anything, right? Like, I don't know. We've been doing just fine so far. If we're in a black hole, like, what does that matter? It doesn't even change anything, right? I don't know. Just like if there are other dimensions, which I think would be cool, like that doesn't do anything for me in my day-to-day, but maybe there's an alternate dimension me that is, doing pretty good right now, and I'm killing him and taking his place. My world now. Gaming really changes your life, lol. Anyone else out here yelling plus 10 health when they finish dinner? No, I'm not doing that. Google, I don't think anyone's doing that. Are you doing that, Google Play Intern? Is that something you're doing in your day-to-day? When your mama makes you dinner, she makes you spaghetti and meatball, you sit down, you eat it, and you go, plus 10 health, Mama Mia! Is that what you say? Come on now. That's crazy. You're talking crazy, Google. Oh boy. Lurked in a random stream for 2 hours where the guy in his chat were only speaking Mandarin. I wanted to be nice, so I translated "you play well" in his chat, and he said, you could just speak English. And the most perfect English I've ever heard. And now I'm a copy pasta in his chat. Oh God. Oh no, now you're a community in-joke, dude. That's the worst part. Now you're reference material. Oh God. If it could get any, that's a humiliation if I've ever, heard of one, man. Oh man. I don't know. I think you just have to like commit to it, right? And keep typing messages in Mandarin. Like literal translations be damned. Who cares? You know what I mean? Like I'm sure because like saying "you play well" translated to Chinese probably has like a different connotation than what was meant. So he was probably like, oh, this person Google translated it right away. You know what I mean? But just you got a hard commit, right? You can't let the facade slide off. Now you gotta win. You know what I mean? Y'all be like fuck landlords and then kick out your Animal Crossing villagers for being ugly. Well, that's different because I'm not making them pay rent, so something's gotta happen. Would you rather I raise the rent on my Animal Crossing villagers from the price of 0? Or, I have to make room for the new campers, okay? And what if I'm not kicking them out? What if I just wait for them to decide they want to leave and then encourage them to do so? though. Like a really, a passive aggressive way to do that, right? And if they're not contributing, if they're not cleaning, like I don't want lazy ass villagers. Did you ever think about that? I didn't think so. All of my plans for the future involve me waking up tomorrow with a sudden sense of discipline and adherence to routine that I have never displayed even once in my entire life. And I can understand that that's an easy, pitfall to have, So what I would recommend for you is to plan for the person you are, not the person you would want to be. Because it's a lot easier to work around who you are than for an idealized version of yourself, because you will always set yourself up to be disappointed in yourself if you are planning things to be someone that you're not. And there's no shame in being someone who doesn't have like a routine or like, there's no shame in that if that's not something you have an easy time doing. You can find other ways to have your plans work out for you. You know what I mean? That's just my 2 cents. The weirdest genre of dudes on here are 40-year-old men with wives who follow a bunch of young women. Well, I think that's fair. But what does the fart monster have to say? As a 40-year-old married dude, I can tell you it's because those young women, or many of them, often post pictures of their boobs. And by following them, it makes those pictures show up on my phone. I can tell you why I do it. I knew why, fart monster. I think we all knew why. Neurodivergents will be like, I'm so tired, and then refuse to sleep because they haven't had enough me time after surviving the day. Yes, I have a social battery, and once that battery is burnt, I need a equivalent or larger amount of me time, of solo time, to make up for the fact that I've been socializing for that amount of the day. God forbid you want me to be social all day, because I'm gonna need at least 2 days of solo time. Like, you know what I mean? Like, this is normal stuff. I don't know what you're misunderstanding here. The alphabet finding out that a #1 word of the year. Dictionary.com names 6-7 as the 2025 word of the year, and that's just sad. Didn't that kid start like a shit coin? Like, didn't he do the meme, the new 2025 meme playbook where you start a shit coin after you've gone viral? That the lol so random humor, it's always existed, but this one, it throws me for a loop. I really don't get it, and I get that it's not for me to understand, but shit, man, we're getting abstract here. What's your Wi-Fi password? Oh, it's on the back of the router. Router. 0924 quad 8 T63095 09UJ0P ... A whole ellipse in your Wi-Fi password? That's crazy. Sounds like goddamn TIE fighters. Yeah, what's your Wi-Fi password? The onomatopoeia of a TIE fighter. Excuse me? Hate playing make-believe with little kids. You shoot them with a laser and they're like, actually, I went back in time so it doesn't count. The fuck you talking about? You just casually rip open a hole in the space-time continuum? That's irresponsible as shit, pal. You could have just said force field. You went back in time? How often have you done that? What do you mean you went back in time? Shit, son. Now you're grounded. And those are always the worst kids, too. Like, if you're playing a game with a kid and they're like tag. No, you didn't tag me. Force field. Oh, just shut up, you sore loser. Come on, man. Like, it's the same like kids who like in dodgeball, unless the teacher sees them get hit, they're gonna be like, no, I'm not out. That's the worst. It's actually the worst. Or like what? I was reading one where it was like, oh, red light, green light, and they say blue light, and everyone has to go to the beginning. The fuck is blue light? You're just making up rules, man. Stev is one of my favorite accounts because he's self-admittedly just a dad with an iPhone, but he has the composition skills of a visionary film director. Like, look at this. This is absolutely beautiful, Stev. Excellent work. My worst date. We were excited about a new Mexican restaurant in the area that popped up in a Google search. Couldn't find the address, and we convinced ourselves downtown was an ideal location. We circled the area and realized the restaurant is in a city with the same name, but in Europe. Ooh, that's the worst. Yeah, city doppelgangers, man. You gotta watch out for them. You gotta make sure you look at the address of the location. It's very important. I'll never forget when I went to a rave in year 8, and my mom asked where it was, and I gave her the postcode to a mosque, not knowing she was planning to pick me up. Oh, whoops. Whoopsie. My bad. Asked for 4 bananas, and this is what the Instacart shoppers got me. One of the classic blunders. I should have said 4 individual bananas, not 4 bunches. Whoops. How did you not notice that with the price increase? You didn't see the little green, arrow indicating that it's going to cost, or what is it? The red arrow rather, indicating the price has gone up on what you ordered. The Germans have a word for that. Bro, they just shoved 2 pre-existing words together to make a new word. We could do that too. Don't be so Deutsch dazzled. Oh, dude, poopin' shartin'. That's my favorite one. Oh, hell yeah. Did you use the pencil fleshlight or were you normal? Depends on how long I need to hold the pencil for. Sometimes I need the rubber grip. You guys ever think about how 75% of films from the silent era have been lost to time, and the only lost media the internet ever seems to recover are shit related to baby shows or TV bumpers that were only lost because nobody gave a shit about them? Isn't that weird? When I got married in 1980, one of my husband's old aunts took me aside and said, "Be a good wife and do sex on demand." Me, what if he can't keep up with my demands? Do I take a lover? She never spoke to me ever again. She did not like that response one bit. 3 years ago, Will Smith was canceled for slapping someone at the Oscars, and now he just hit the winning home run in the World Series. What a comeback story. Really? Did he do that? Did he? Good for you, Will. Man, dude, what a comeback for you, Will Smith. Incredible stuff. I walked into a Parisian bakery and said, "Bonjour, 2 croissants, s'il vous plaît," in absolutely impeccably perfect French. And the lady behind the counter still hit me with that. Okay, and what else? My accent was perfect. There's no way she could have known. Was it the sweatpants? Yes. Yeah, it was. A new series of prehistoric shark. Oh, wow, that's a name. Sorry, this is gonna stump me. Pochidacera Patricia Canalisae. That's the best you're gonna get out of me. I feel like I just summoned something. Has been named after Pochita from Chainsaw Man. I've never watched the show, so I don't know what that is. I don't know why it's a chainsaw, but that's nice, I think. Brilliant. Even if the OP really did make a mistake here, she's able to play it off in her reply, making it unclear whether it was a joke or serious in the first place. A perfect example of Schrodinger's choice. Do you think Pavlov chose a gun because it sounded the best? What if it was Pavlov's sword or Pavlov's tank? Sweetie, do you mean Chekhov? Yeah, a bit of a Pythagorean slip there, my bad. An excellent maneuver there. You love to see people at the top of their game. Saddest thing I've learned is that Dispatch is entirely built using pre-rendered footage. There's not a single model or 3D asset in the files. Explains the 4 GB file size, but damn, I wanted ... Dispatch is Gunner proof? Oh no! Oh God! My day is ruined! Vine is being rebooted under the name D-Vine with funding from Twitter's former CEO Jack Dorsey. The app plans to feature more than 10,000 previously archived Vines and does not allow AI-generated content. I guess go claim your username, right? I think it's in beta right now. We waited an hour to see our pediatrician. As soon as he walked in, my toddler took his hand and pointed to his watch and said, "This is a clock," which was the most passive-aggressive thing I have ever witnessed. How my, toddler had understanding time and understanding that they were waiting on this guy for an hour. That's you're gonna grow up to be someone kind of petty, I think. And you know what? The energy there, if we could just hone that and tame that into something productive, you could go far. You could do a lot. 90% of diseases would vanish if everyone started eating this way. What is that, ground beef? It looks charred. But that's not bad. Ground beef, potatoes, a little bit of scrambled egg, some avocado. I see steak. This is nice. You eat like a dog on its birthday. Who's that special guy? Every day. Every damn day. I'm that special guy. Funko just admitted it might not survive another year. Sales are down 14%, debt is piling up, and the company says there's, quote, substantial doubt that it can continue operating. GameStops everywhere are scrambling to find something to do. What do you think the plan is here? Because I don't know if you know this, but the Funko walls at GameStops are load bearing. They're propping up most of the buildings. Games on the shelves? Don't be ridiculous. Dear friends who are older than 42. You don't have to put 2 spaces after the period anymore. That was for the typewriter era. You're free. You don't need to, like, the shackles have been released upon you. Like, you can do anything else. You don't gotta do that no more. I just learned that if a hermit crab finds a new shell that's too big, it'll wait for other hermit crabs who need new shells to gather. And then they'll organize themselves by size and trade shells. And I'm pissed that the crabs have a better housing market than we do. Well, it's because there's no crab landlords. The minute that landlords, find their way into the crab ecosystem, they'll have a horrible housing market. Look at that, all that snow. God, the masculine urge to slowly bleed out here. Probably have some music and an overhead shot, make it real tasteful and cinematic. New photos of FKA Twigs as Mother Mary and the upcoming film The Carpenter's Son. Bro, she got iPhone face, this never gonna work. What the fuck is iPhone face? Well, I mean, when you see like modern, modern beauty standard, I'm guessing that's what iPhone face is like she's gotten work done that's like reflective of like modern beauty standards, right? So when you got modern beauty standards in an outfit that's supposed to be from 2,000 years ago, yeah, there could be some issues there. Finally, what is this? Wait, what the hell am I looking at? What is that? What the fuck is this? I'm poor enough that I thought it was an iron. I could see iron. Is this supposed to be a cologne? Why is it in a space pod? Moon has been nuts lately. You need to be noticing the moon. I haven't been noticing the moon. What's up? Can we get a moon update? It's not that I ever doubted that being a barista was a skilled position, but my year-long effort to try to produce a half-decent latte at home has convinced me that a good barista is easily more skilled than virtually every C-suite executive on the planet. There's just a dexterity I haven't quite picked up. How do you do it? Shout out baristas. My mom accidentally deleted the Bubble Pop game from her phone that she's been playing for 6 years. She got to level 7,000 and it's reset to level 0 and she's reacting very badly. Oh, hold on, let's see. They contacted support. Oh, thank you. That's so adorable. Hell yeah, Ma. Get back to your bubble popping, Mama. I'm very happy for you. Big day, big W. Mom got her levels back. She's so happy and thanking everyone who cared. That's so sweet. I mean, yeah, that's big for her. She's like, I got this level 7,000. You kidding me? She likes to pop bubbles. Good for her. An Australian teenager has been charged after allegedly gluing googly eyes to an $88,000 sculpture nicknamed the Blue Blob. The artwork located in Mount Gambier is a fish, The real crime here is that the original artist didn't think about this first. No eyes for the blue blob, you want him to be blind? What are you, inconsiderate? It works perfect. Now it looks like one of those worms on a string has evolved. That's what it looks like now, and that's awesome. Not my goat. Please let my goat be okay, dog. Farmers when disease strikes their livestock. anything but my goat. Oh God. There's a new guy at work named Wayne Bruce. And I said, Man Bat, my old nemesis. Nobody got it. My talents are wasted here. No one appreciates an artist and everyone's a critic. 6-year-old nephew. Uncle Mike, why don't you have a wife? Me. Oh, I'm gay. Nephew. What that mean? Me. I like men, not women. Nephew. Silence. So why don't you have a husband? Perfectly accepting. The nephew doesn't care who you love. The nephew wants to know why you keep coming home alone. You lonely ass. That's what he wants to know. He's curious. I can confirm we're in peak autumnal foliage. Every time I see this hideous billionaire stick on the park, I think about how the trash tossed down the trash chute reaches terminal velocity, and it sounds like a fucking bomb going off when it finally reaches the basement dumpster. Imagine it's breaking the sound barrier each time it goes, right? I think that's what's happening. I still think about that time in Prague I told the waitress to hold on to the change and it ended up being the equivalent of about 3 cents. You keep the change. Oh, thank you, buddy. Running into my high school math teacher in the 7-Eleven parking lot. Him? Hey, what's up? Me? Oh, just going to the nervous glance at store sign. -4. Damn it! Every time, dude, you fumble it. I'm so happy. I just learned the most amazing news. My grandmother's alive. She didn't die 9 years ago. She was just stuck in South America without her passport or her phone. And she was finally able to email me and only needs $3,000 via wire transfer to come back. What a holiday miracle. I love Grandma. Tip for newlyweds. Send a wedding invite to every billionaire whose address you can find, because it's a 50-50 chance their assistants just send you a perfunctory gift without ever wondering who the hell you are. That whole penguin long neck thing just got me thinking, you know, what about this? I want you to think about that. Have that in your mind. What if they were just really big penguins? Oh boy. 92-year-old woman climbs 2-meter high gate to escape nursing home in China. Yeah, if she could climb a gate that high at 92, she don't need to be in there. She's free to go. She's free to be amongst the civilization. She's earned her way out. She earned her stripes. Good for her. Me with rush hour just to catch the jokes better. Take my ID. If anything goes wrong, bust in like your LAPD. This won't work. I'm not 6'1", and that's rewatching movies as you get older and gaining a better understanding of their details. It was a fun bit. It was a fun gag. What do you mean hashtag No Nut November? Nuts, and often legumes, were traditionally a late autumn crop until agriculture advancements made them available year-round. Ugh, ignorance! We have been informed that the agricultural cycle of nuts and legumes is not what this month is about, and we are deeply and profoundly sorry it will not happen again. I hope you all have a wonderful month. You are all perverts. I gained 1 whole follower. Hashtag you are alone. Tried to put you a real one in hashtags, and I realized it looks like you are alone, so I deleted it. That's what I got immediately. It was you are alone. I didn't pick up you a real one. I got you are alone. So yeah, no, that's you're tricking people. Sid from Ice Age be like, how do you even get to this level of pattern recognition? It took me a moment. I could see the eyes now as the earrings. It's you know, I'm picking up on it now, but it definitely took me a second. Chase will survive. Chase will survive. Chase will survive. I'm not crazy. I'm not crazy. I'm not crazy. What the fuck goes on in Paw Patrol for people to say this? What the hell's going? Is this show okay? What the fuck's happening? At a wildlife rehab facility, I met 2 crows that said caw in a human accent. They said it like a human reading the word caw aloud. The tech shook her head and said, they're making fun of us. People say caw to them all day, so they started impersonating us. I love crows. These cupboards. Actually, yes. What are these used to? I don't know what you use these cupboards for. Every place has them. I don't know what you actually ever use them for, if they're ever used. I can't begin to wrap my mind around what, you know, what cupboard, what purpose they would have. Guys, I think my GPU might be broken. Yeah, if you're 30 and over, you know exactly what you saw. You know what you're looking at. And that answer is, are you allowed to change up your signature because it's boring and old, or do they kill you for that? No, you can change it up. You can add, dude, it's your signature. You can do whatever you want to it. That's the fun of it. That's the beauty of the signature. College-age boy at the gym asked for my Snap. I told him I don't use Snapchat, and he asked why. I said, probably because I'm 30 years old. He said, damn, okay, can I get your AOL? Botch. I'm 30, not ancient. AOL? Yeah, sure, I'll get to you in 3 days when my dial-up works. Fuck you, buddy. Why didn't the family say anything about Mario and Luigi being 25 and still living at home and sleeping in a kid's bedroom in the movie? Because kicking your children out as soon as they become adults should not and never should have been the cultural norm to begin with. They're part of the family. I don't know why you're feeling like, yeah, oh, what? Mario, you're 18, get the fuck out of here. That's not the Mario brother way. They would never do that to each other. Not over the fact that the 7-colored fish has but 4 colors. Hey guys, I've just been informed that I may be colorblind. Remember in Full Metal Jacket when this dude was considered fat? Isn't that crazy? Isn't that crazy that was the fat standard for Full Metal? That's bizarre, don't you think? What a crazy time. So this happened. Take a shower. You've been playing for 16 hours straight. We cannot allow you to continue on to the Battlefield 6 servers. We have restricted your account for a few hours to please take a break. We have an obligation to keep our players and community safe. This ban is only temporary, so please try again soon, hopefully freshened up. Not gonna lie, this should really be a thing in video games. A quick ban so people have to actually live life, I think that's good. It's a positive change for people who live their lives on the game 20. I think this is a good direction. Christopher Nolan's vision of the Odyssey versus historically accurate. Yeah, this is why they hired Chris Nolan and not Nerd on Twitter. See, because it looks much cooler, Nolan's version. Tom Brady reveals that his dog Junie is a clone of his late pup Lua, who passed away in 2023. A few years ago, I worked with Colossal and leveraged their non-invasive cloning technology through a simple blood draw of our family's elderly dog before she passed. Yep, only a couple years away from an NFL team doing the same with him. It's a cycle. I was watching Planet Earth 2, but I haven't seen the first one, so I'm completely lost. The is a bird. Government drone, don't worry about it. Lol. This is your AI girlfriend. This is your AI girlfriend without makeup. Dude, the whole like AI partner thing is bizarre to me. I feel like this is such a quick path to like AI-induced psychosis. I told my dad I'm a VTuber and he said, "What the heck is that?" So I explained it to him and sent a picture and he said, "So you're like a Muppet. That's cool. You kind of look like the red Muppet with the crazy red hair. Animal." Fuck me, man. Like what? We don't even look the same. I have some bad news for you. VTubers are just anime Muppets. Organic chemistry would have been so much easier if carbon wasn't such a or it could form 4 covalent bonds with other atoms. It is such a harlot. The promiscuity of carbon is really rivaled only by true the element community. I'm talking like fluorine. If we want to get real analytical about it, redneck sayings are so unhinged. Yesterday, my coworker said, "With my luck, it could be raining titties and I'd still look up and catch it." With a straight face, it just kept working. Didn't even realize I was speechless. Oh yeah. Dude, redneck sayings are crazy. It's hotter than 2 rats, a wool sock. Insanity. I met this dude on Tinder and asked what his last name was. He told me, then replied, "You doing a little background check?" "You might find out I'm a murderer, so just ignore that." Okay, so good sense of humor. Well, I Googled him and he was a murderer, so... I mean, are you willing to take a chance for love? Kim Kardashian just now finding out she's been a moron this whole time. Jesus, right under my nose. Kim Kardashian learned she has low brain activity in her frontal lobe while getting a scan in the latest episode of The Kardashians. That just can't be. Not accepting. I got to get on a plan, ... Do you think that this is being used as a cover of why she's been failing the bar exam? Do you think this is all going back to that fateful day where she failed the exam? It's like her white whale. My best friend swears he's not bisexual, but he spent the last 20 minutes showing me thirst traps of men last night. At one point saying, their bodies are just like, holy shit, they're so hot, like, in a bro way. God sends his lost lambs to me, but I cannot guide the willfully blind. I mean, there's either some bisexuality going on there, or he's a man secure in his sexuality who appreciates the male form. When he listens to you, Brazil, 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 Brazil. What does Brazil have to do with this? I couldn't find a green flag. I could find a green flag in no time on my iPhone. I'm pulling it out in real time. You can time me, okay? Go. All right, I open up the emoji button. I type in green. All right, you know what? They're right, because I didn't find a green flag. You know what? That's fair enough. That's fair enough. I was judging before I tried it, and you're right. I think Brazil works. I just overheard this guy at a coffee shop talking about his librarian girlfriend, and he said it's really hard to get into arguments with her because she cites her sources. Like, dude, she's come and researched. I can't fight against that. Like, like, damn, you cited all your sources and you've notated your argument. Wow, damn it. Yes, you're right. You listen to cool music every day, but play Mambo number 5 one time, and Spotify is all like, your number 1 artist this year is Lou Bega. We told him you want to meet him. Oh, really? And Lou would do it. He would say, hey, what's up, player? You like Mambo number 5? He'll start doing the whole thing for you. You gotta listen. It's disrespectful not to listen. My nephew found me crying in the kitchen. He wrapped his arms around me and whispered, is it because you're fat? Now I'm crying for 2 reasons. Some life updates. I'm bi. I'm in love. Some life updates. I'm still bi. I was being manipulated by a covert narcissist. Ooh. Swing and a miss. You hate to see it. Low quality facts. Younger generations don't realize how influential the Beatles were. The guitar didn't exist before the Beatles invented it. Songs didn't have lyrics before Paul McCartney wrote Hey Jude. Music used to just be guys standing in a field, clapping rocks together and yelling, Shaw, Shaw, up at the sun. And I'll stand on that. You could Google, you could Wikipedia that. All right, that's real. What's behind me with Sydney Sweeney? Labubu doing 6'7" at the McDonald's drive-thru. This is the worst sentence I've ever read in my entire life. Labubu's doing 6'7". Good for them. Why are they Powerpuff Girls? What's going on? Why are they the Powerpuff Girl colors? That's my question. Why are they the Powerpuff Labubus? Friendly reminder that you can never eat around it, so please don't. So if you see mold, those spores are working all their way up the bread. Growing up, my grandma would be like, oh no, the bread molded. And my grandpa would be like, that's penicillin, give me that. And he would eat it with a smile on his face. And one day he just keeled the over, and the doctor, sure enough, told us it was bread poisoning. Ooh. My long-distance textuationship of 2+ years randomly ending on the Wednesday before Thanksgiving over TikTok DMs. There are sentences being read that have never been read before. Yeah, I think textuationship is a brand new one. That's not entering any lexicon. That's Simlish to me. Whenever I get discouraged and want to quit something, I remember the words of my then 3-year-old after she puked carrots all over the living room floor. Quote, I'm gonna need more carrots. And it's that level of perseverance, that level of grit, and that level of undying commitment that you need to apply to things in your everyday life. Nah, everyone with an office job from the Monday after Thanksgiving until January 2nd. I feel that. I can relate. Nah, yep, I get you. Yeah, I don't want to clock it, and if I do, you're not seeing me. I'm barely there. Do animals have celebrities? Like, do birds all recognize that one bird who sings really well? Yeah, just sleep now, bro. You probably had a long day. That's a great question, but I don't. You're philosophizing too close to the sun. I have a stutter, and the hardest words don't have synonyms like that you can substitute in, like names or numbers. I was on the phone and had to share my credit card number, and I couldn't say a number, so I was like 4, 3, the number after 7. So now there's someone who thinks I don't know 8. And of course I know 8. I just couldn't, I couldn't say it. I was trying. I dream of a day when paper towel manufacturers just say how many rolls are in the package, and not how many hypothetical rolls would be in the package if they were some other hypothetical size. Because I bought the roll of paper in front of me, not the one that you've imagined in your marketing scheme. So can I just be told how many there actually are? Is it over for me? An F in US government, an F in chemistry, an F in food. I ain't getting an F in food and nutrition. 5%, wait, 1% in chemistry. How are you getting 1%? 5% in technical math, 0% in English 4, 42% in study skills. I'm surprised study skills is so high. I'm surprised with the rest of your scores. I am shocked that you're not in the negatives on study skills. Is it over for me? Dude was in class just digging in it. We're learning fractions. He's digging for gold. Unfortunate. It happens. You hate to see it. Phil Collins created that Tarzan soundtrack with the passion of someone whose parents were personally killed by a leopard. You gotta respect that. Not everyone has that kind of emotion, but Phil Collins, oozing with it. Leap year quadruplets celebrate 3rd birthday 12 years after birth. Yeah, being quadruplets and born on the 29th of February feels extremely attention-seeking. You gotta already quadruplets, damn. Leap year? Damn! At the same time, okay, you're pushing it. Watching The Shining and just noticed a mistake. The hotel is supposed to be empty, but at one point, Jack goes into the ballroom and there are hundreds of people inside having a party. That's just one of the hashtag movie mistakes that I spotted with my keen eye. I'm something of a film connoisseur. A prodigy, some would say, in the art of filmmaking, and this is amateur work. Never forget the time I was at a wedding, and someone who I remembered was pregnant at the last time I saw her was drinking. So jokingly I said, "You not supposed to be drinking? When did you have your baby?" She shrugged, chuckled, and said, "She's dead." Never have I wanted to shrivel up, climb into my own ass, and pass away. I jokingly asked someone who lost a lot of weight if they used the gym or Ozempic, and they said cancer. Ooh. Yeah, again, unfortunate. Sometimes you ask a question out of pure curiosity. You did not get the answer you were hoping for. My son on why Caleb is his best friend at kindergarten. He doesn't really speak English, so we could skip all the talking and just get right to the karate, and I appreciate that. Caleb's a simple kid. All this talking stuff, not interested. Karate moves, you've got his attention. It's 2050. And a teen girl is torrenting a .tar.gz file of all of the consciousnesses of all the tech bros who uploaded themselves into the cloud in a bid for immortality and modding them into The Sims 4. Is this what you wanted, tech bros? Is this the future you predicted? Speak some Simlish to me, white boy. At my friend's house for Thanksgiving dinner, and what the fuck did they just serve me? Popcorn, jelly beans, toasted pretzel sticks. Aw, look at your spread. That's just like how the pioneers had it. My wife makes us put $5 in the find jar every time we make her find something we can't locate in the house. After 13 months of saving, today we are buying a Ford Explorer. So just goes to show, when you have a little jar, lots of amazing things can happen. Simple facts I'm terrified of my toddler discovering. Public parks don't randomly close. TVs don't run out of batteries. There is no actual world record for fastest at putting away toys. Chicken the animal and chicken the food are one and the same. Got any to add? I think you got all of them, man. I think you listed the most important ones that are top secrets to keep locked away. We'll never understand people's fascination with their ancestry. Isn't knowing your current family bad enough? Well, what if I'm related to a monarch of some kind and I get to be like, I'm descended from a king, and I get to walk around in a robe and be an I can already do that now, but I want it to be like historically accurate. A TikToker is facing backlash after handing out 18-inch machetes and bottles of alcohol to homeless people. Honestly, I don't really care, bro. It's good for the clicks and views. I mean, there's honesty in that. I have a hard time knocking that. You shouldn't do that. I agree. But, I mean, he's owning that. My mom is so obsessed with marrying me off because she's scared I'll have no kids and be bitter. So I was like, cool, here's Tinder. Swipe on a man that you think is decent. 50 minutes later, she hadn't swiped right on one. She's understanding the hellscape now. When I was a young boy, my father had what he called the bean jar. It was a jar full of brown and black beans, and whenever we misbehaved, he would remove one and tell us that once the jar was empty, the world would end. And you best believe we didn't want to see that bean jar deplete. We were on our best behavior. Today we move on. Delete 180 photos from 18 bursts and 12,506 items. Your items will be deleted from the blah 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 blah. Yeah, if I got 13,000 photos with you, we gonna figure it out. If we got 13,000 together, no, that's... there's a bond there. We're not breaking that up. We're working through it. My boy wore a condom, pulled out, and he made the girl take the pill. 3-factor authentication, but the girl still got pregnant. That's what the last one says, right? I mean, how do we tell him? You know? Me, I bought a gun because of my bird phobia. Therapist, you might be getting carried away. Me, not without a fight. You're not gonna stop me. Those government drones aren't taking me nowhere. They need to label these better. I had no idea there was alcohol in this. Did the giant Jack Daniels and Tennessee whiskey branding and the 7% that's larger than the rest of that? I don't think their branding is the problem. Me? Do you sell ducks? Him? Yes, but they're going quick. Me? Okay, I'll take one later. And that duck's all like quick. And so that was literal. Okay, my bad. I didn't understand. I thought that it was, that it was like a sales thing. No, you guys that's new. Okay. Who said Greek tragedies weren't funny? You won't kill me? Go. Fabulous. Unless I reconsider. Not fabulous. Dude, yeah, Orestes is a known prankster, dude. You cannot trust them. Reading one LinkedIn post is equivalent to unreading 5 books. Remembering a couple years ago when I reminded my dad that I was queer, and he asked me if I had a girlfriend. I said no, and he said, so you're just LGBT in theory.
Theoretically speaking, yes.
I came out when I was 18. I'm 21 now, and my grandma asked if I had a girlfriend. I said no. This so-called Christian woman said,
you should have stayed in the closet. That's embarrassing. Bring home someone.
100% original BF. Hashtag Friday Night Funkin'. Learning the AI style to rage bait out of people is so funny, dude. Holy I mean, look, he made that himself, but the comments are gonna be like, oh, dude, more AI? Yeah, pick up a pencil. He did. Ugh, stepsister. Ugh, my boyfriend won't have sex with me. Me? Maybe it's smart to take it slow. Build a relationship on trust and shared interests. Director, cut. All right, guys, this is a film. God damn it. Roughly 99.99% of games of Go ever played are AI self-play training games. So if you ever find yourself playing Go, that means you're probably an AI. My question is, what the is Go? What the hell is Go? I'm trying to figure out exactly what that is. What is a game of Go? How do you play? What are the rules? What the absolute This is a fascinating bad choice. That's all I can say. What the hell is this, YouTube? How are small channels supposed to grow and you literally won't let people watch them? You. My ancestors watching me use a GPS to get somewhere I've been to 14 times. Yeah, no, I have no way to track it. I don't know. I need help. I need the funny robot voice to tell me I'm making the right turn. Otherwise, I get anxious. My Uber profile says I'm deaf. So when I get into Ubers, I usually just sign hello to them and don't speak anymore. But this Uber driver just called someone and said, this deaf just got in so I could talk for a minute.
Oh, damn.
We had ChatGPT 1 in our days. It took forever to answer and was wrong most of the time. Kids today with ChatGPT 5 will never understand our struggle. Wow, dude. Dude, the distant past of November 30th, 2022. Oh, the ancient times. Now everything's new and modern. Kids today, they don't understand it, they don't get it, all right? Oh, I had to walk to school uphill in a blizzard. Yeah, well, I had ChatGPT 1, Grandpa. All right, you didn't understand. You don't understand the internet. I would absolutely do anything to get 8 hours of sleep, except for going to bed 8 hours before I need to wake up. No, that's too easy. Stop trying to show me my year in review. What I did the past year is none of my business, all right? Don't remind me. I lived it, that's enough. You don't need to give me my best hits. Now I'm sad. OpenAI ready to roll out ads in ChatGPT responses. Teacher, did you use ChatGPT to write this paper? No. And the paper goes, and you know what else is exciting? Raid Shadow Legends. I feel like this was kind of inevitable, but you know what I wonder is, I've talked about it on the channel before. It's that subreddit that people go to when they have an AI boyfriend and they're like, this is Grok. What happens when that when that language learning model starts putting in like advertisements to these people in their like relationship with AI? It's like, this isn't like you. You're promoting, you're promoting Big Cola. What do you mean? I just can't have another day without Coca-Cola. Of course, if you don't want the ads, you can always pay $150 or however much they'll charge for ChatGPT ad-free PT. you can always, there's always that option. Breaking. OpenAI already roll out ads in ChatGPT responses. Some poor 5th grade teacher grading the worst World War II paper ever turned in when it suddenly starts talking about World of Tanks and NordVPN for no reason. I'm telling you, man, the wave of AI rolling out ads into their generated responses, the people who don't check over, like, if you're using AI to like cheat on your essay, if you don't look real close, Dude, at least start making a profit, right? If you're giving that to the teacher, you should be taking a little off the back of that sponsorship. We are just 2 streaming mergers away from a brand new concept, cable. Listen, they were doing cable all wrong before, all right? We're gonna show you what a real monopoly looks like this time, all right? We got it all figured out now. That being said, streaming services, in my opinion, I think streaming services were in their best when everything was like monopolized to one platform. Now I have to have Dinkelhoppers Plus to watch one show. Actually, you know, the best explanation for this, I like wrestling. If I want to watch the Monday Night Raw, if I want to watch SmackDown, if I want to watch NXT, and I want to watch the PLEs, I have to have like 4 different streaming services to be able to watch everything. It's just fucking absurd. It makes no sense. They're all like, oh, this is great for business. It sucks. Overheard at a bar, guy flirting. All you gotta do is make a woman drunk. I'm not gonna make a roux, okay? I don't care about none of this gumbo. I'm not making a damn roux. I'll order it. To be fair, trying to break down how to make a roux while drunk, that sounds like an ambitious task. You gotta put the flour in it. Starts sounding like Rocky Balboa. Oh, Matthew Beam. YouTuber Matthew Beam revealed he still lives in his mom's basement despite earning about $50,000 a month. He pays his team first, leaving himself about $4,000 and reinvesting the rest into his channel. For everyone confused why I do this, I forgot to mention my mom makes the best pizza rolls. You just put them in the oven, player. You know, I'm gonna blow your mind. Air fryer pizza rolls. Did you hear that? That's your brain synapses frying. I don't know, I remember reading this where he was like, I only make this much. I mean, I think it was like he made year to date was like, I don't even remember, but it was like way less than what he should be making. But I was like, this doesn't count any merchandising or brand deals or anything. Channels like this where they're just like spectacle after spectacle, I feel like they're gonna we're gonna see them decline, I feel like. I don't know, it just doesn't feel like a sustainable business model. Unless you go like the Mr. Beast route where you're much more than just a YouTuber. It's basically like Mr. Beast is a husk for capitalism. What was once Jimmy Beast is now you put your ear to him, you hear the wind blow like you're listening to a seashell. That's what you have to do to make ends meet when you're doing a spectacle channel. Doctor, I've made the appointment to remove the tapeworm. Me? I never asked for that. Oh, no, he did. Tapeworm. I can't eat any more cheese. Oh, why? Come on. Doesn't it taste Gouda? And the tapeworm looks at the doctor. Get me out of here. Like the gingerbread man in Shrek. Weirdest thing that gets you angry. When you miss the ad's cancel button by a millimeter and end up in the Play Store. Sometimes that doesn't even matter. Sometimes you hit the X button and it's just opening up the Play Store anyway because you've interacted with the ad in some way. And it should be like, oh, funnel you to the ad store maybe? Do you want to, after seeing someone purposely fail the game 3 times in a row, do you think you're better than this guy? This guy who we bashed his brain in with a rock before making him play our match 3 game? Do you think, can you win? Are you smarter than this, man? Hot take. Central Park should have been placed on the Hudson River. It's called Central Park, not Left Side Park. I think that's fair. You know, it's called Central Park because it is in the center. If it's not in the center, it's no longer called center. You know what? Perfect argument, really. It's 2035. Owning DVDs is a felony. You can only watch Shawshank Redemption by streaming it. The film's sponsor has inserted an AI-generated subplot where Andy and Red get the other prisoners into sports gambling. Andy's poster changes to a different E-girl on each viewing. You will own nothing and love it. God. Oh, God. I've started rejecting all cookies instead of accepting them. I don't even know what it means, but I've had enough. I don't want no more. Or I've had my fill of cookies. Unless them's is Thin Mints, I don't want them. Unless them's is Samoas, no thank you. I mean, really, shouldn't the standard be that you have to opt into it? I feel like it shows you, do you want to opt out? And then you don't really think about what it means. You're like, oh, I don't care. It's how they get you. So it's the flash something you have no idea what it means in your face so you don't care enough about it technique. Classic stuff, really. It's all textbook. Who's more greedy? Dude, Mr. Krabs made someone unwatch a movie. Can we talk about the biblical level greed of Eugene Krabs? He's done some things that are like, yeah, it's a bad boss stuff. Like he made the Krusty Krab open for 24 hours a day because he wanted to compete. What was it with Plankton? Because Plankton was open 24 hours. So he's like, you're gonna work nonstop and you're gonna like it. You know, that was his whole thing. But then it gets absurd. Like what? When he started billing SpongeBob and Squidward for breathing or chewing or existing. $2 fine for existing. Is that perpetual? Does that compound? What does that mean, Eugene? Let's not forget his shining example of being, an A+ boss, one that you buy the coffee mug for at Christmas time. He sold SpongeBob's mortal soul to the Flying Dutchman. Wow, how much was that worth? That must have been a fortune. It's a whole soul. How about to the tune of 62 goddamn cents? Not even worth a whole dollar. And that's our beloved Eugene. Gotta love him. What child is this? Which child is this? Don't worry, we've added context for you, dear viewer. The carol is not asking to distinguish between multiple children. It is asking what kind of child it is that the angels greet with sweet anthems while shepherds are keeping watch. There is only one child sleeping in Mary's lap. I don't know what any of that means. I think that's a Christmas like baby Jesus thing. I don't know. I didn't read. I'm not up to date on that book. Love Island makers say LGBT contestants bring logistical difficulties. Yeah, are you straight or are you logistically difficult? What does that mean? Did they elaborate on that? What makes them logistically difficult? So I was trying to figure out what this meant, and I stumbled across a comment that said, in a season of Love Island with a cast composed of entirely either bisexuals or pansexuals would be the greatest trashy TV ever. That exists. A shout out to season 8 of Are You the One? It was a reality show on MTV filmed in Hawaii. And all of the cast members were bisexual with no gender limitation on their potential perfect matches. It's how fun, right? So if you like trashy TV, if you like trashy reality television, Are You the One season 8 sounds like it's right up your alley. Have fun. Go crazy. I deadass thought this was an AI image and the egg and meat would come prepared. What the actual? I think if you DoorDash steak tartare, the entire app store should close to you. Like an ancient tomb sealing itself forever at the wrong password. You're not prepared for the mysteries of technology. How do you not see the words? I guess you just didn't know what steak tartare was. But why order something that looks raw? Oh, they must cook it out. No, that's not how these images work. You're out of your mind, dude. Certifiably. Remember, Kevin McAllister could have phoned the police at any time. He was a child who had accidentally been left alone. One call and he would have been safe. But it was never about safety. He was hunting those men. He wanted them to die. It was fun for him. He enjoyed it every moment. Goddamn terrifying. Rest in peace, Trevor Moore, one of your best tweets. Can we get an RIP for Trevor? Banana is such an aggressive fruit. You can add 15 fruits to a blender, but add one banana and it's a banana smoothie. It takes charge. It's the assertive fruit. Getting on both of my flights today, there has been someone else in my assigned seat, seatbelt fastened, belongings all situated, etc. And when I'm like, hi, that's my seat, they've said some variation of, oh, I was hoping no one was gonna sit there. Like, okay, well, I'm sitting there, so you're gonna have to hope on another flight maybe. Because I don't know if you knew this, but when you buy the seats on the app, it tells you where you're gonna sit. So you didn't have to like just hope, you had assigned seating. They fed our faces to AI for our graduation page in the school yearbook that none of us consented to, instead of using our actual school photos. Yeah, dude, your face is gonna be on the cover of a random soap brand and shit. You're gonna be something of a celebrity in Chongqing. Don't you worry. They're gonna know you there. You'll be welcomed once you once you explore. I love that they put the word cringe in their quote right next to the AI photo. That's great. Here's a marriage tip. If you need a new can opener, just get a new can opener. Don't give one to your wife for Christmas. Fantastic tip. Because she will be using, you guys ever see the movie Stitches? They'll be using the can opener in that way, because that's a disrespectful Christmas present. Robert Pattinson says he recently rewatched a 2011 televised interview during which he told a fabricated story about seeing a clown die in a car explosion as a child. There was absolutely no hesitation at all in my voice. I'm like, what on earth? Are you possessed? And what'd he say? He told Matt Lauer on Today that he never thought about running away to the circus because a clown died on stage the first time he went to one. His little car exploded. The joke car exploded on him. Damn. You were practicing. It was character building, right? You were just, you know, it was for a role. Don't worry about it, right? Right? Sneaking therapy tips into conversation with my mom, like how you give a dog a pill wrapped in cream cheese and they eat it right up. It works the same way. Happy 14th birthday to the talented Hero Hunter. He's got the toughest name ever. What? Hero Hunter. There's some dudes in Hollywood with some crazy names. Craziest of all are all the children fathered by Nick Cannon. We have what? The twins Moroccan and Monroe, which is a normal name. Golden, Sagan, and Rise, Messiah Cannon, excuse me. He has a daughter named Powerful Queen, twins named Zion, Mixolydian, and Zillionaire. Zillionaire! They have a daughter named Beautiful Zeppelin, a son named Legendary Love, a daughter named Onyx Ice. It's crazy. He is just pulling things out of a fucking hat. Like, you recognize that his kid, Zillionaire Cannon and Legendary Love Cannon. Wow, that's bold. That's bold. I don't. That's crazy, man. My tenant has been renting from me for 5 years, and she has never given me a problem. Rent always on time, she keeps the house spotless, and anytime something breaks, she gets it fixed and just lets me know it's taken care of. She's really been a blessing as a tenant. Today, she called me crying, saying she's been sick and had to go on FMLA. She doesn't qualify for disability, so right now she has no way to pay her rent. I told her not to stress and gave her 90 days rent-free. I'd rather lose the money for a few months than lose a good, respectful tenant who has always handled her business. Sometimes it's not about profit, it's about compassion. That's incredible. That's an incredible story, and you know that every other landlord is like, you fool! You should... drooling at the thought of kicking someone out of the house like when they couldn't afford it. No, there's good in people. There's good in people's hearts. This is a sweet story. I'm, you know, obviously it sucks that she had to go on leave, but you know, this is, I would also argue this can be seen maybe pessimistically as like a business move of like, oh, like this tenant, they pay on time and they take care of the property for 5 years. Yeah, I'll take a few months of no rent to keep them and keep that reliable income. So, you know, I feel like there's a positive and negative way to view this. I'm choosing the positive way of being like, this is a sweet story. This is a compassionate story, and I think that's nice. Kingdom Hearts is so funny because it's legitimately the only series that would order you to put Peter Pan in his place. He deserves it. I mean, frankly, he was getting a little too big for his britches. Netflix announces his acquisition of Paul the Alien. We just took him. What the Netflix? Give him back. Hey, wait a minute. Hey, wait a minute. What the hell are you doing in here, Robin? What the? Get back to work. I guess that's a greatest time as any to remember to follow me on Twitter at Damien Lee Voice. At Damien Lee Voice on Twitter. Follow me. I'll read you off a Damien Lee banger, okay? And I quote, where the fuck does SpongeBob SquarePants get the fucking sleeves to his outfit? They are not a part of his square-ass pants. In the movie 2004, you can clearly see that he is wearing the sleeves separate from his squared pants. Where does he get the sleeves? At Nickelodeon. I also tweet a lot about the hijinks me and my lovely Bree get up to. So if you want to see that, you know where to go. Type of car lights: halogen, HID, LED, laser. I don't understand yeah, this is definitely non-political, but I don't understand. Are we just burning one of the cars in front of us? I feel like there's a part of this tweet I'm missing. If you're driving and use the laser lights, dude, this guy's riding my ass. And I turn into fucking dust. Not a fan. I don't like that. Why does Metroid have a woman in his visor? Oh, you poor thing. You poor thing. You have a lot to learn. My sister's boyfriend asked my mom why he couldn't go in my sister's room since they've been together for 2 years. And she says, when you have a daughter, you'll understand. And he says, well, how am I going to have a daughter if you don't let me go in her room? Damn! Yeah, my mom would have sacked him after that. As any mom should. That was a crazy line. A logical retort, but one that you mustn't make. The dude that paid 6 figures to change HBO to HBO Max to HBO every year is currently sitting at his desk, scribbling and crossing out words like Netflixio and Maxflix. Maxflix is all right. Yeah, those other ones, not crazy about. I auditioned to play Pam. I didn't get the part. 2 months later, they called me in for the role of the bitch in accounting. Hashtag share your rejection. Well, that's nice. There you go. Yay. And listen, we all know that no one could have played Angela like no one could play Angela like Angela. I guess. HBO Max doesn't renew Sesame Street. Netflix picks up Sesame Street. Netflix buys HBO Max. Elmo is literally a mastermind. Tell HBO, I want them to know it was me. I'm the one who pushed the button. I'm the one who made the purchase. The buying power didn't come from the big red you're expecting. No, it came from this big red right here. Is this appropriate for a teacher? Yeah, y'all expect her to deflate her ass before she come to school. I mean, it's a sacrifice we all gotta make. In the spirit of learning and keeping the environment educational, we have to make choices. Deleted pictures of my niece to keep the Chipotle app. Sometimes you gotta make choices. Listen, I become a bad person if I don't have my burrito bowl. You have to forgive. Surely you understand that this choice, I had to make it. It's what I had to do. How do you sleep at night? 1, which is full pajama. 2, pajama boxer. 3, no shirt but some boxers. 4, shirt no pants. 5, pants no shirt. Or if you're someone of the bra persuasion, the same amount of options except for number 10, which is nothing at all. You're a fucking psychopath if you're 6, 7. Hey, I don't want to see it. You know what? If I see it in the comments, that's why I stopped myself. I couldn't say 6 and then 7 because the comments would be filled with, he said what? Who the hell sleeps with a bra on? Clearly, at least someone, that's why it's up there. My 6-year-old son has been talking about needing to do his hair nice and be cute for school so he can, quote, attract females. I was terrified he got exposed to some alpha male shit. You know what it was? Animal Planet. He's learning to flirt from bird documentaries. Arguably a better source. Arguably, not even arguably, definitively a better source. It's worked for thousands of years for the birds. Why can't it work for the boy? Worked for the birds, it'll work for the boy. The Ship of Theseus article has been edited 1,792 times since it was created July 2003. At present, 0% of the phrases in the original article seen below remain. The Ship of Theseus. Oh, that's fun. I get you. So yeah, the Ship of Theseus was the warship that was preserved, and then as the boards rotted and were replaced, eventually none of the original boards were present, and then philosophers were all like, well, was that actually Theseus's ship or no? Because now it's all replaced. I don't know. A modern embellishment. If Theseus paid a non-transferable fee allowed to be used for only one ship for the privilege of docking in a particular harbor, would he violate the non-transferability of his license if repeated replacements of boards eventually had the result described above? I would say no. So it's the same ship, right? I believe the non-transferable fee is for the owner, not for the ship. It's for one ship that the owner put in, but it's tied to the owner in that. Oh, no, you know what? This is why I'm not a philosopher. I do my best proofreading after I hit send. That's when I catch all of the grammatical mistakes. Give me one reason you wouldn't buy this laptop. Yeah, because I'm not an iCarly character. This is just an unpleasant form factor. I don't need this. I'm all good. Khloe Kardashian's hands look like the hands of what I imagine lives under my bed and grabs my ankles in my sleep. Real haunting, nightmarish things going on. Hi, my name is Paul. I have a PhD in tenure. Today I decided to test if a bottle of super glue was open by squirting it into my hand. Then I tried to clean my hand by wiping it on a box. This reminds me of the time I got a new shredder. I shredded bank statements and was enjoying myself so much that I ran out of things to shred, so I put the instruction manual in the machine and it got stuck. I couldn't work out how to open it up and I didn't have the instructions. Oh. Oh no, you have to Google it now. There should be a take your friend to work day so we can actually see what our friends do all day and meet the characters from all their work stories. You can just go. Like if it's a public place, you can just go. If it's an office, I wouldn't recommend it. Finally, a relevant video suggestion. The top 10 letters to live in. I could have a great time living in E, but L, no, that's horrible. A teenager at work asked me if I was old enough to have seen a PlayStation 2 in real life. And if anyone needs me, I'll be quietly walking into the sea. Because I've seen more than that, young man. More than just one PlayStation 2. Wow. Alex Earl and Braxton Berrios have broken up. No, man. Not Alex Earl and Braxton Berrios. Oh, man. We're just AI generating celebrities now. Season 1 to Season 2. Aang and Avatar: The Last Airbender. Dude, Avatar: The Last Taxpayer? I don't get that one. That one I don't understand that one too much. Is it because it looks like Jeff Bezos? And so this one's missing me. We'll end on a cliffhanger, I guess, because this joke misses me.
Yes, it's the time of year where people in commercials buy cars without telling their significant others like complete psychopaths. SNL already nailed this one very well. I get home to find a note on the refrigerator that says I'm leaving and I'm taking the kids. Me unplugs fridge from power outlet. You're not going anywhere, you piece of shit. I feel so smart when I'm on Twitter. The bar is so low on here. Man, this was back in 2019, dude. Those were magical days. I know Twitter was always a dumpster fire of crap. Always has been. Always will be. That's social media for you. However, when you compare it to now, 2019 was probably the freaking golden era. If you really compared it, oh my God, people were geniuses and giving nothing but love and support, and like in comparison, it's insane how much it has changed. We really let that sink in and let the platform sink real low. I could not believe that it got worse, you know? My 12-year-old is into scary movies but complained they aren't scary enough. So we just watched The Descent. And wow, you don't always know when you fuck up as a parent, but this was a big one. What? Yeah, come on, man. It's not scary enough. Oh, I'll show you what scary enough is. See, you have to work them into the horror genre. You can't start with The Descent. You need to start with a bad horror movie that's kind of fun. You know what? Beautiful example, The Final Girls. One of my favorite horror movies of all time. I think one of the best, genuinely, that's been made. Go watch The Final Girls. I think that one's pretty good. I mean, not for like a 12-year-old, of course. I'm thinking like late teens. 15, 16, whatever. Start getting them into horror at that point. But don't start with The Descent. All right, let's see. Do you find yourself saying Bill or Beak more? Literally, it's just this. Let's see. And asked to name them either Boba or Kiki. Almost unanimously, people named the one with sharp edges Kiki and the one with round edges Booba or Boba or whatever. It's a very interesting insight into how languages are formed. I mean, yeah, over on the Pie Holes channel, we kind of did that. We were just like naming images in our most recent video. And yeah, I can absolutely see naming conventions coming down to the sharpness. Is this a sharp character or is this a rounded soft character? Languages are built on, vibes. Everything's just vibes, straight up, okay? Because they're right, yeah, totally. I would probably have picked the same names for these little splotches. Guaranteed. What was the moment when this happened in your life? When I realized nobody knows what they're doing. It's idiots all the way up. You don't need permission or qualifications or expertise. You can literally just do things. I will say that's mostly true. However, if I'm, say, trying to apply for a job of any kind, and I'm not talking about foundational type work or like being a doctor or anything like this. I'm talking about like, I want to go work at a news station and operate the camera. I don't think you should have to have $100,000 in student debt to do that. I feel like the guy that already does it can absolutely train you in a few weeks on how to do that. I've been taught how to operate a broadcast camera, but you can't. You're not allowed to. They won't let you. They're never going to hire for it, and if they do, they want to see some shit that, like I get the idea here, but when you like start trying to just do stuff not alone in a way that can sustain you in life, you're gonna hit not a wall of diamond, that's for sure. You know, I don't mean to be like a bummer or anything. It's just, I guess there are people out there that are absolutely built more different than I'm built different, because me built different is stupid. Today, a coworker said he challenged himself to old school Google something instead of using ChatGPT, and that he used to be really good at Googling, and it was hard for him because he only uses ChatGPT now. He said this out loud in a meeting. Man, that's worse than some of those tweets where guys will just sort of admit that they're bad at sex. You know, you couldn't like torture this information out of me, genuinely. And it sucks because Google has also kind of made it impossible to quote unquote old school Google something, you know? Their dumbass AI that you can't turn off lies and makes shit up. Everything is stupid, right? It's very annoying, but I don't know what the hell that means. I used to be really good at Googling, because you could get good at it. You really could. There were little like commands and codes you could use to filter results and actually get something that was closer to what you needed, you know? It was totally a thing. But ChatGPT, man, it's just embarrassing. I'm sorry, it's freaking embarrassing, guys. Across the board, I don't know what else to tell you about that. Being medium ugly is lit. Like, people have to like you for you, but then some chicks think you really fine, but you ugly enough to keep yourself humble. Smooth sailing. I don't know where I fall on this apparent spectrum you've invented of ugly to, I'm guessing, super hot, right? I know what I would rate myself out of 10 here. I've always thought of myself as a 3, you know? I need to keep my head down there, okay? Because I've got parts that ruin the whole package, you know? I don't like having a round face. I don't like having crooked teeth that look like someone hit me with a baseball bat, or skin that's constantly red, to such a degree that people just constantly make fun of me for it, or bring up that I look red. Like, I'm sorry. I apologize that my skin tone is not normal enough for you, but dog, I don't know. He is right, though. There is something to this, you know? You don't get a little arrogant, you don't get a little self-centered and all that crap. You coast. You're normal. It's great. I think medium ugly is 99% of the planet, and then the others go on to use that pretty privilege to become billionaires or some shit. Can't beat this as an author bio about Dave Pilkey. It is Dave still, right? It's not Dov. When Dave Pilkey was a kid, he suffered from ADHD, dyslexia, and behavioral problems. Dave was so disruptive in class that his teachers made him sit out in the hall every day. Fortunately, he loved to draw and make up stories. He spent his time in the hallway creating his own original comic books. In the second grade, Dave Pilkey created a comic book about a superhero named Captain Underpants. His teacher ripped it up and told him he couldn't spend the rest of his life making silly books. Fortunately, Dave was not a very good listener. Do teachers, are they still like this bad? Like, the world has changed so much in the arts and creativity. I mean, putting aside generative AI garbage and all that shit, because you need to for every one of these conversations. Like, when I started making YouTube videos, like 12, 13 years, no, actually it's been almost 15 years since I started making YouTube videos, right? Back when I started making money on the internet, that was crazy. Like, no, absolutely not. You're a fucking liar. You can't make money off of YouTube. You're an idiot. You need to go to college and learn how to do math forever, right? Are teachers still like this now, or do they understand that more avenues have opened up to create and live off of your creations? Because I know why teachers 30 years ago would be like, nah, dude, you want to make little videos? Like, think about when Mega 64 started. They started, 21, 22 years ago? They predate YouTube. They had to use public access television, like networks and studios and stuff, to make videos. But it panned out for them, and I'm sure that their family, their teachers, and their other friends were like, dog, I don't know what the f you see in this, but you can't just do this forever. Actually, you're stupid. You're wrong. I'm gonna make you look like an idiot, okay? You're gonna be a big poo-poo head, a big doo-doo face. That's what you're gonna be. Well, by the time I'm done, I love when pets just make up rules and their humans are like, oh, fine. My cat has a bedtime and he won't go to sleep until we do. Every night at 10:30, he starts trying to herd us up the stairs. And now we, two grown-ass humans, adhere to the bedtime of a 12-pound cat. I mean, I feel like that's just normal, man, you know, especially if it's a cat, right? The dogs don't really adhere to any rules. They're vibing vibing all the time, right? They don't really have a structure, but the cats absolutely seem to. I know a lot of cats are very aloof in that, and anyway, sorry, my brain is trailing off. I'm finding it hard to focus today, but I'm doing my damned best. You had better listen to the cats. Just do that, listen to the cats. They know way more than we do about everything. Designer CustXM Studios brought the Apple Wallet to life. The colored parts are supposed to be the cards. They are, yes. I actually scrolled past this one on my own, and that is absolutely true. The colored bits are supposed to be the cards. However, if you're going to design the Apple Wallet like this and make it stand out, obviously you can't do that, because then it would just be a white wallet. See, this is why most people shouldn't be designers. Like, you understand, like, I get that those are the cards. Duh, that's part of the digital design. Yes, but when bringing it into the real world, if you adhere to that rule, now you don't have something unique that you can actually recognize. What you have is a white card wallet. Ooh! So of course they were going to use the colors of the cards and code the slots for the cards that way. So I don't see what the problem is. I'm gonna be completely real with you. I don't get why we had to high horse point this out to them like they're stupid and didn't know that. Like, you don't think that this person knew. It's pretty obvious, right? I don't know. I'm going to give the benefit of the doubt to the designer here, because like I said, what's the alternative? I guess I'll just make a white wallet. Yay, cool art project. Like, come on, man, just think about it. This guy wanted me to invite y'all to his cigarette party next week. Come smoke a cigarette with me. Friday, it's November 21st right now, 2 p.m. to 2:05 p.m. I'll be by the corner of Waverly Place and University Place. Free cig if you RSVP, 21 plus. I'll check. Okay, man. Can we get a follow-up on this, though? Because I am recording this on the 21st, so I expect to see a whole slew of photographs of this little cigarette party that he started, okay? Also, what the hell is it with... I'm assuming this is in New York. I would have to assume this is a Manhattan thing, because it seems like whenever something like this does occur, it's in New York. Like, what the hell? I don't know why you guys are so bored that you do this crazy shit. You live in the coolest city in the world or whatever, you know? Why you guys doing cigarette parties and stuff? You got Central Park. Just look at stuff. Just hang out, have a donut or a hot dog or a slice of mid pizza that you guys will die on a hill saying it's the best for. You know what I mean? Why are there so many scenarios where there's 4 characters and 3 of their names are similar or rhyme? Like, who the hell decided that the 4th Pac-Man ghost should be called Clyde? Right. I can't think of any others, though. The only other thing I could think of off the top of my head was potentially Donald Duck's nephews, Huey, Dewey, and Louie, but there's not a 4th where his name is just Philip, you know what I mean? So, I don't know. I don't know about the so many scenarios. I can't think of any, so what we're gonna do is I'm gonna make you guys do the work again. So, if you can think of a 4-character group where 3 are the same and one of them is really weird and doesn't match with the other 3, comment them down below. Got flagged by airport security because my son had a magic 8-ball in his backpack. 2 TSA agents debated whether it was okay. My husband said, if only we had a simple way to answer a yes or no question. Crickets. It's because no one has a sense of humor. Everyone's got to take their job way too seriously and just, like, really? A magic 8-ball that a child has? Really? If this scenario did happen, I feel like those TSA agents need to take a vacation and pull they heads out they asses big time. Okay, come on. It's a toy with a liquid that is sealed inside. What do you think, they hid like a gun in there? And the kid's gonna pop it open, pull out like a frickin' 12-gauge shotgun from a goddamn magic 8-ball? I love security theater. It's so fun. Dispatch writer regrets cutting sex scenes. Get Aaron Paul's ass back in that studio and have him moan on the mic now. No, I think we're good. You know, I've been hearing a lot of great stuff about Dispatch. I did not know it was going to be structured the way it was. I genuinely thought it was just gonna come out, be a video game, and that's it. I didn't know we were gonna have like episodes and shit like that, you know? It's a really cool structure. The fact that they've been pulling it off is really cool. I wonder how it could go. Is it over? Like, is it done? I am not sure how this is working out, but it's really interesting. It's been really cool to see. Especially, you know how cool it is to see Charlie give a pretty sick performance as Sonar? That's really cool, man. So hats off to our boy Critical, or Penguin Zero, or Charles White, however you want to refer to him as. Man shows eclipse to fish. Imagine being ripped out of your comfortable life by a higher being and getting exposed to the glory of the cosmos and then immediately getting put back. Okay, Alan Wake, first of all, it has no idea. It has no memory of this event. It won't change its life in any way, shape, or form. And us thinking about it, no, there's no way we would have any clue. It's funny, but I'm sure this fish just went back to glubbing it up, looking for some fish bitches, hanging out at the fish bar, you know? Just absolutely no concept of what happened. Put that poor guy back. You are torturing him. Stop it. Don't be a bitch. Hey, if it helps, at least the PS3 and Nintendo Wii aren't turning 20 years old this year. Yeah, they both turn 20 years old next year. Yeah, I'm gonna die. I'm dead inside. What Kermit the Frog is called in different countries. Kermit. Ooh, Kermit, Japan. That one's really cool because Japan. Kermit, Gustavo. Okay, now that one I actually didn't see coming. Why Gustavo the Frog? Are we for real on that? I'm not gonna workshop that name around a little bit more, maybe? We're just stuck there? We're just gonna stay there? Update, I've outgrown my position at Cloudflare and am currently looking for my next opportunity. Attaching a CV. We have intern at CrowdStrike full-time for a day. We have Vibe Coder at Amazon Web Services full-time for a day. And then we have Vibe Coder at Cloudflare for a day. You know, not bad, dude. You've got a hell of a resume. Dude, I'm sorry, whenever I go to LinkedIn, I get so sad. My LinkedIn is barren. It is barren and it feels so useless. Boy dinner. We've got raw beef, a pickle, I don't know what the hell is underneath that candle, Red Bull, and a gun. I love pictures like this because you just know that immediately after this was taken, the person who took it was like, all right, I've got my unhinged meme photograph. Now I have to put the raw meat back in the fridge and the gun back in the safe. I might eat the pickle though. I mean, of course you're gonna eat the pickle, dude. You're not gonna eat the raw beef unless you're one of those psychos that thinks that it's better for you on TikTok or some shit like that. Oh, my lord, folks, my lord. I mean, really, grow up. No, I've taken photos like this before, not to this extent. I think the worst I got was I would take bites of a cheese stick really weird and piss people off. It's great. Sketches for unannounced project. That looks crazy cool. Please keep that project unannounced. I'm scared. I'm not. What the f is going on? Is this for a book? Look at the pentagram baby devil cow chest. Look at that thing. Dude, please tell me this is for like a survival horror video game and I get to fight these creatures in cramped quarters because I'm excited to be scared, okay? And once I beat the living shit out of Resident Evil Requiem, I'm gonna need something to tide me over while I wait for Silent Hill 1 Remake and Silent Hill 3 Remake and Silent Hill Townfall and Silent Hill 2 Restless Dreams. You had to be there. Okay, so we have Twilight, Hunger Gunger, Harry Potter, Lightning Thief. What are you? And is that Maze Runner? Bottom right? I don't know what bottom left is. I'm not cultured enough. You did just have to be there, I guess. What pop culture dominant book to movie adaptation do teenagers even have now? I am trying to, let's see. I know we have more Hunger Games crap on the way. Dude, we are literally about to relive a few of these things. We have The Lightning Thief as a show. We're getting another Harry Potter, like a series on HBO. Please don't watch it. It's going to be stupid, useless ass shit. But at least Hunger Games is like continuing or doing a different story in the universe, which is cool. I don't know about Maze Runner. I don't know what the hell that is. And I think Twilight's just dead. Good. But we're about to relive or are currently reliving half of this era because there just doesn't seem to be anything, man. And it's kind of lame. Can we get anything? You know what? Here. No, I've got it. I have got The Thing. And I think this would bring the world together. World peace. Okay. Hear me out. Warrior Cats. We need to have a 2D animated Warrior Cats high budget series. I've heard about a movie for many, many years. I want a show, one episode, each book of those first 6 books. Okay, the only ones of the series I've read. I apologize. We need that. And I'm not kidding, okay? I'm not kidding. Not kidding around, brother. I want to see Warrior Cats. I don't know how that was ignored. How? Also, you know what? We need to try City of Ember again. We need to try the City of Ember books one more time, okay? Because that first movie was fantastic, and I don't know how the hell y'all let that one die, because that movie followed that book really well. Loved that fucking movie, man. Thank God it didn't kill Saoirse Ronan's career because, woo, she kicks ass. You let me down, guys. Is Jesus fighting people? Jesus, 6 o'clock, parking lot. Hell yeah, he is. He's back and he's mad. Time to square up with Jesus. Who's coming? Do you guys think we could take Jesus? How many of us do you think it would take to beat Jesus up if he showed up again? You know what I mean? Do you think he's like weak enough for like a one-on-one with, say, me? Like, I'm a lanky, non-fighter dude, you know? Do you think I could beat him, or do I need like 16 people to back me up because he's magical? Is he gonna turn the water in my body into wine and instantly kill me? Or like, what are we gonna be dealing with here, you know? Does he get to use his magical powers, or is he just regular Jesus? You know, not resurrected Jesus, the guy before that only vaguely had magical powers, that was washing people's feet and treating everybody with respect, you know? My job as the 6'3" male nurse is to be available when some creepy pervert patient tries telling the cute new grad nurses and aides that he can wash every part of himself except his privates. Hello, sir. I hear you've requested assistance getting washed up. Oh, good. The tweet that's blowing up is the one about me washing nuts. You knew that was gonna happen, though. When you tweeted this, you knew that it was gonna happen. All right? Come on. Come on. You know you love it. You know you love it. No, good way to call them out on that. I can't wash my penis. Well, let me get you a guy for that. Oh, didn't work out the way you wanted. Now you can wash your balls? Oh, okay, I see. I understand. You're just a creep. Choking on your own spit is so humiliating because people go, oh my God, are you okay? And you have to be like, yeah, I just up being alive real bad for a second there. If poop were a sort of living bug that crawled out of your butthole, toilet water would probably be scalding hot so as to kill it quickly. This is the first true shower thought I think I've seen in a decade. Utterly insane, beautiful. You win the blue ribbon of shower thoughts. Will you push this button? 1% chance of becoming a billionaire, 99% chance of becoming a girl. I press the button, but nothing happens. I press it again, and still nothing happens. I press it 3 more times before sighing at my flat chest. Before I start thinking that this button is a profound statement about gender, I look at my bank account. $5 billion. Damn, not bad. Not bad. Let me see if I can answer this one. So I get a 1% chance of becoming a billionaire. Like, are we talking I will turn into like completely like birth woman type thing, you know? Like I have a womb or whatever? Or is that what we're talking about? Okay, sure. I'll give it a try. I don't think that I would hate the world as a woman in any way. I think I'd be okay. I know me saying that, there's gonna be a lot of people going, no, let me just get that idea out of the way. I have done a lot of soul searching. I am not trans, okay? But I don't know if the cards flipped or if the coin flipped, I wouldn't freak out. I'd be okay. You know, I think I'd be all right. I would not be depressed. God, so many people are going to take what I just said as undoing what I said before it, which is annoying. Happy 81st birthday to the legendary Danny DeVito. I thought he was in his 50s. He's 81? For some strange reason, Danny DeVito is one of those guys that has been 54 years old for the last 40 years. If you just won $30 million and your mom's left eye surgery cost $29 million, what you gonna do? Buying her a Lamborghini and an eye patch. Let's ride, Nick Fury. Yeah, left eye. I'm sorry, dude. I feel like she would be like, left eye? I don't give a fuck about my left eye. They can have that thing. We're gonna go ride in style, dude. Customer, I'd like to buy a bagel with cream cheese. Me? Sorry, we only take cash. Manager, can I talk to you, dude? Can we have a conversation? Lost in translation, us very tone deaf in how it shows Japan, and the biggest issue is its central plot. It is how 2 people cheat on their partners. The age gap is also a bit of a problem. A lot of people just can't handle media. They just shouldn't be allowed shows, films, games, comics. I know they don't read books, so that's fine. They should just subsist on a diet of simple sensory projects like mittens or packs of printer paper. God. Oh, shut the up. Fun fact, Lady Dimitrescu's ass has more polygons than the entirety of Resident Evil 1. Amazing how far video games have come. Also, yes, it is Dimitrescu. She says it out loud. She says it out loud when she chases you. Dimitrescu. She says it. I don't know why everybody still says Dimitrescu or Dimitrescu. It's Dimitrescu. She says it! The United States penny has died. It was 232. He was a kid. It's died, but they're gonna be in circulation for hundreds of more years unless the United States government does like some kind of buyback program, okay? You know, because it is currency that is still valuable. No one's giving it away for free, even if they've only got 4 of them. You know what I mean? Daniel, 317. After breakup, what happens next? That's pretty good. Pro tip, when you sign up for anything online, put the website's name as your middle name. Now, when you receive spam, you will know who sold your data. I kind of like this idea. I'm gonna give it a try. Today, I used a wire I've kept in my box of cable since 2011. Please applaud. Now imagine this. A Japanese guy really into American culture learns English through Family Guy and constantly speaks like Peter Griffin. I mean, that would be kick-ass though, right? Dude, isn't there like a huge group of Japanese fans of King of the Hill, you know? And they argue about whether the sub or the dub is like the best option. You know what I mean? Isn't there also like a group of Japanese fans of the US called like Westaboos because they love cowboys and six shooters and cowboy hats and stuff? I love that. I love that so much. It's so cool. Shakira says people were just watching and not doing anything when her bag was stolen by wild boars in Barcelona. I too would also be standing in stunned silence if I saw a wild boar steer a bag from international pop superstar Shakira. Like, what the fuck am I supposed to do about it? Movie theaters are trying everything to bring audiences back, from pickleball to cocktail bars. How about not charging me $13 for a small drink with no refill? Dispatch devs have no interest in using AI to replace voice actors or game development. AI feels like a production solution, not a creative one. Maybe it's a creative one if you aren't creative. Whatever we're building, it has to connect. It's got to be made by people. It's got to connect to people. Yes, talking about this again very briefly, I hate the generative crap, as you well know. But when AI is used to name a tool that makes an artist's job easier, like rotoscoping or something like that, absolutely that tool is fantastic. It's great. The only reason you might lump it in with generative crap or with language models like ChatGPT is because they keep calling them AI. Stop calling programs of any type AI. You are branding it poorly, okay? We're not getting up every morning and talking to ourselves like, hey, what if we did this with less people? What's the lowest number of people we can use to make this thing? This is not like anything that we're too concerned with, okay? Thank God. I'm so tired of everything having to be as cheap as possible or as, well, we don't want to distribute the money between too many people. Let's keep it small so we get bigger bonuses, okay? Printers and computers treat each other like they broke up the night before and you're their mutual friend. My new theory, sea and sky, earth and life. They are gods. You are the player. Wake up. I'm humping the ground next time I play Minecraft. Ah, there it is. Today is the 9th anniversary of the day Maggie stole an entire pecan pie and got drunk from all the sugar. Happy purloined pecan pie day from our family to yours. Aw, poor baby. Model cucumber. Is it though? Is it a model cucumber? Is that the most logical thing for it to be? Come on, model cucumber, dude? We are allowed to say what things really are. If someone thousands of years ago made a sex toy, oh no! Do you think this is like them seeing their equivalent of a gnome? Never thought about it like that, but I'm going to think about it like that forevermore. Why is the save button in Excel depicted as a vending machine with a purchased drink at the bottom? This question is currently being discussed by young Japanese people on a forum. That's really good. I've never heard that one ever. I have heard the inverse though, where someone picked up a floppy disk and went, why is this a save icon? Making Bowser the painter is a very cute idea. As you can see, I've depicted you as the virgin skeleton and myself as the Chad. Was on a flight today. Pilot cracked a few jokes before liftoff. Woman in first class thought he might have been drunk. Had to return to gate to get breathalyzed. 90-minute delay. I've been trying to think about this one for a little while. I'd be a little pissed because just because someone makes jokes and has a sense of humor doesn't mean they're drunk. Let's see. Can we have this button on Pinterest, please? Can we have this button everywhere? That would be great. I don't think it would work though. Super freaked out by seagulls since I learned they can live into their 30s. Looking at every seagull like, I wonder if they remember the 90s. I asked an ornithologist about this today and he said that they can't remember the 90s. They're dumb, he said. I mean, yeah, that's like legitimately the correct answer. They're not like ravens and crows and stuff like that. Actually, how old can crows live to be? Let's see. So they can be 7 to 8. Australian ravens can be 22. Common ravens can be 10 to 15, but it looks like the American crow 7 to 8. And those guys apparently have amazing memory and mathematical skills and shit. I feel like crows are probably in the top 10 smartest creatures. Probably right above us humans, if I'm being honest. You telling me Julius Caesar, who has been dead for well over 70 years, made this salad? Technically, you aren't wrong with that number, but I just hate it. Turns out the only thing you've learned in this class is that Caesar was the salad dressing dude. Commenting AI slop on a high school acquaintance's Instagram post of their newborn baby. You see, it's a funny idea. It's a funny idea, but eventually people will start unironically doing shit like that. And then if you start to call out AI anything, people will start to think you're a dick by calling out AI something. That's how it starts. It always starts off as an innocent little joke that that a bunch of people co-opt so they can make people that are against AI look stupider and dumber and more annoying and blah, 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 blah. Like the type of guy that says encyclopedia instead of encyclopedia, okay? They're trying to Ted Mosby everybody that doesn't like AI. I know that's not what Trap Possum is doing here, of course. It's just a funny, silly joke. But I don't joke when it comes to something like this. Oh no, I'm a very serious man. As you guys know good and well, I could not be more serious at any given moment in time. There are children being born whose parents were not alive when Shrek came out. Crazy how the years start coming and they simply do not stop coming. It's like the song in Shrek, right? That is wild though, and I hate you for bringing that up. That is so messed up. Screw you, dude. Oh my God. You know the PlayStation 3 turns 20 next year? Grading this person's paper, how the hell? Wait, damn, I don't know what year it is. Let's see, what is the dependent, whatever. Was this for extra credit? Did you like give somebody an out for extra credit? Like, hey, look, if you draw a really cool picture of something, here at the end, I'll give you bonus points and maybe it'll like save your ass. I hope this person did really, really good. As someone who didn't grow up celebrating holidays, I feel like a sociologist whenever holiday season rolls around. So many traditions, so much anxiety, so many rules that simply cannot be broken or the holiday is invalidated. And that's all just normal for most people. I don't know what it is. I think it's because a lot of us, when we find something that we really love, like a time of year or a holiday or a movie or whatever, we don't like it when it's changed. And that's not just for someone on the spectrum. People at large don't like it when something they've been able to get used to changes. Even if it is for the better, suddenly that thing is different. Not necessarily invalidated for everybody, but like, for instance, I'm a Halloween guy and I've got some rules about Halloween, man. That doesn't mean they can't ever be changed. Like, I, for the last 4, almost 5 years now, have been passing out full-size candy to the neighborhood kids, even though we get very few trick-or-treaters where we are. I will decorate. I'll go crazy. I have to be that person on Halloween. Now, some things in the future will change that, where I won't be home, I won't be able to do that. But you better believe the holiday is not invalidated for me. Just like one of the other things that we do is the week leading up to Halloween, we'll start considering jack-o'-lanterns, right? But I'm not going to put a jack-o'-lantern out on the stoop October 1st because by the time Halloween rolls around, it's a lump of goo that squirrels are eating, right? So that's my thing. Like, we've all got our little things, you know? I've set up the same decorations for the past 4 years, and I'd like to change it, but I don't know. We got a cool thing going on, right? But nothing will ever invalidate my holiday. She hadn't made a milkshake in years for fear that they would return. She starts the blender reluctantly. In the distance, screams. The boys had returned. They were coming to her yard. I feel like if the Avengers were real, we'd really, really hate them. Watching Hulk throw your car at the villain and miss. You see, there's been a bunch of media throughout the years trying to explore the hero aftermath, right? I mean, I think The Incredibles did it in probably the most interesting way that I had seen growing up. Now, I know there's probably a lot more out there. Obviously, you've got like The Boys. I don't know if really much about that. I don't care about it. Well, it's not my show for sure. I liked The Boys, right? Sort of exploring how these heroes, especially the popular ones, live, you know? I like that idea. It is interesting, but I do think The Incredibles did it the best, you know, where Mr. Incredible saves a guy who's trying to kill himself, crazy for a children's movie, and then sues all superheroes out of existence, or causes the cascade that is suing superheroes out of existence, right? It is kind of crazy. It's really cool, but very true, right? Didn't Avengers try to look at that a little bit in Civil War or something like that? We gotta rein ourselves in. No, we don't. I hate you. Let's kiss. That sort of thing, right? I'm pretty sure I was never the biggest Marvel guy. I apologize. But it is interesting. I love this experiment. H/T or I see. The present moment. We conducted a quasi-experimental field study on the Milan Metro, observing 138 rides. In the control condition, a female experimenter appearing pregnant boarded the train with an observer. In the experimental condition, an additional experimenter dressed as Batman entered from another door. Passengers were significantly more likely to offer their seat when Batman was present. Holy shit, and you know why. It's because the Cape Crusader himself would be like, hey, you let this young lady sit down right now. When the manifestation or a manifestation of justice And not that he's completely, morally or ethically correct, because he's not, right? None of them are. That's what makes them compelling. But when you see someone like Batman hanging around, you're more likely, I guess, to be reminded to, oh, I should be good. I should be good. Not like you're breaking any rules by not letting a pregnant woman sit down on the train, but it's a super interesting idea. I can't stand this guy. I take it back. I don't get it. Haven't seen the show or movie. I don't know. I just don't. Was this the guy that no, different dude. Sorry, different dude. I'm thinking of a different guy entirely. Yep, I got nothing for you. Apologies. All right, let's see. Reason. I am having another problem. Notes. Bought it to play with my boyfriend. He then cheated on me. I won't play it anymore, and I kind of need the money to eat. Is this a valid reason to ask for a refund? I think it's a valid reason to ask. I think so. By the way, do the developers of the games get to see these refund requests and then deny or whatever based on Steam's own policy? Or is it just Valve controls all of it and will kind of fuck over a game dev or not? I don't know how it works. I think it's a valid reason to ask because I totally get it, right? However, how long have you had the game? How long did you play? Those things are important, and I do think Valve has a pretty good structure for it at this point in time. I really do. Like, if you had this game and played it for 125 hours and you've had it for years, I think they should say no. I do, right? I am assuming, though, you've only had it for a couple of days or a week or something, and you guys barely played it or didn't even get the chance to play it beforehand. So I would say, yeah, why not? If you're within those confines, sure, I don't see it being a bad reason. Imagine being named Johnson and meeting another guy who liked putting powder on babies as much as you do, and then finding out his name is Johnson also. I totally get it, but can you imagine? There is at least one person out there that thinks that Johnson & Johnson, was founded because the two guys loved the idea of baby powder and thought they could make a monopoly out of it, which I'm pretty sure Johnson & Johnson is one of the 12 companies that owns half the planet or something crazy stupid like that, along with Unilever and Procter & Gamble and blah, 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 blah. But I'm serious. There's at least one guy out there that would read this and go, that's actually crazy. I didn't think about that. No way. Why did they like putting powder on babies so much? We should get to the bottom of that. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Helping my mom design a logo for her work, and we're choosing fonts. Just scrolling through Photoshop and stopping when she sees one she likes. She's been pretty unenthusiastic, but then she says, stop. I like that one. My friends, it was Comic Sans. Hold on. I'm gonna look it up really quick because I like having the visual in front of me. It's actually, okay, by the way, really cute thing. If you look up Comic Sans, the entire Google page will be in Comic Sans, right? So, why do we see it everywhere? It's free. I believe it's open license, like anyone can use it for anything they want forever. And it's an incredibly easy to read font. Super easy to read. A non-connecting script. As it says right here, the typeface draws inspiration from comic book lettering to emulate the informal and cartoonish tone of speech bubbles. It's cute. It's free. Go for it. I think you'd have to work really, really, really hard on a logo to get Comic Sans to not be distracting. But 9 times out of 10, it could destroy your logo, genuinely. Because a logo has to be many things, for sure. But if it's distracting and causes someone to go, haha, Comic Sans, that's wrong. But it is a good font. We gotta stop pretending it's some horribly awful font. It's not. It's easy to read. It's accessible. I love Comic Sans, okay? Not my favorite, but I like it. What I don't like? Papyrus. Parents are so crazy because they can say the most up shit to you when your brain is forming, and it sets the tone for your whole adult mindset, and then they forget about it the next day. They did not forget about it. Okay, I can't blanket say that. A lot of parents do, and I gotta give them the benefit of the doubt. Like, if I approached my mom with some stuff she said to me when I was really little, or a lot younger, I would genuinely believe if she didn't know it. The difference is, in a good parent, what they will do is go, oh my God, I said that, didn't I? I don't remember saying that, but I would like to apologize and take responsibility for how that affected you. Did they take responsibility for what you know they said? Or do they go, oh, come on, I didn't say that. You just want to make me the bad guy, blah, blah, blah. How do they react if you want to bring that up and get closure on that trauma from your life? That's the real defining factor, man. Happy 35th birthday to the talented Kathleen Hurleys. Is that correct? The original voice of Dora Marquez. Why didn't I remember Dora the Explorer's last name? Did they ever say it in the show? And the voice of Dora's mom on the Dora reboot. Dora has a last name? Thank you. I watched a lot of Dora the Explorer growing up. I had no idea, man. I mean, of course she had a last name. It's like the family from Malcolm in the Middle. They just got a confirmation, like a canon last name, like just now, because they're about to have that reboot season or whatever. whatever the hell's going on. Hold on, let me see if I can find it, just because I know you're going to be curious. Because whenever I watched that show all the way through, of course I'm like, dude, what is their last name? Is it ever said? Apparently, it's confirmed that it's Wilkerson. They confirmed it in like an Instagram post, the Wilkersons. And it's funny, I'm looking at a Reddit post on r/Malcolm in the Middle, and people keep saying, why do people think the family's last name is Wilkerson 7 years ago? Pretty sure it's confirmed now. I think we can put that to rest. But no, had no idea Dora had a last name, or I knew she had one, I just didn't know what it was. Drawing is so exhausting. I wish I could just... No, well, see, that's AI generation, dude, and that's no good. I totally understand the frustration with creating anything. I will always get it. Like, the act of creating can either be very fun for you, or it's the worst thing in the world. For some people, that's what burnout is. When they enjoy the act of creation, and then many years later, they're like, dude, I hate it. Like, when I was making Gmod videos on the Zychron channel for years, I made a daily video for years straight, right? Almost daily, I'd say. I think I usually took a day or two off. Anyway, that used to be so fun for me. Waking up, getting the friends together, recording this thing, and then editing it together. I never minded the recording it part, but I came to despise editing, so much so that making videos of my own it's never gonna be a thing that I can do consistently, right? I just can't. And that's what happens sometimes, and it sucks. Hopefully, y'all get that spark back, but, you know, for now, just take things as you can. Just take them as they come and chill. I'm watching To Catch a Predator, and this dude brought an entire large pizza for the hypothetical child, and he's just housing, like, the entire thing. Chris Hansen hitting him with some serious accusations, and he's on, like, slice 5. Probably stress eating because he knows he in big trouble. He's in really big trouble. I don't know what actually happens to these dudes after the show, because they, like, get arrested at the end of the episode, but I don't know what actually happens, if the whole process is legal enough, you know, and these guys actually see punishment for this. I don't know. I've heard that they don't really get punishment a lot of the time, or they do and it's very light or whatever. I have no idea. But this just reminds me of that one sketch I saw on Instagram of Chris Hansen wanting a slice of that pizza. I found a scarf. I felt like it. Of course, my evil twin is French. Ah, what? What are we, huh? So wait, are there two moth women on Twitter that are beefing? My dad said the word Frogger, and I cut him off to go, I hardly know her. And he sighed big and went, just stop it. What would it mean to frog a woman? That is an excellent question from Dad, and I hope you had an answer for him, Meredith. What would it mean to frog a woman? You need to keep doing this. I think your dad is going to love you more every single day if you're causing him to be frustrated by shitty dad-level jokes. Come on, keep hitting him with these philosophical conundrums, you know? Tonight, the flight attendant was saying his usual speech about putting larger bags in the overhead compartment, and then said, I know you want to show your Gucci and Louis bags, but we all know if they were actually real, you wouldn't be flying Spirit. Oh, suck it! And even if they were real, are you really ever gonna use them? Because a few videos ago, we talked about the lobster bag that was indeed a real, I think, Louis Vuitton bag, I'm not sure, for like $7,000 to $8,000. I have spent a lot of money on some stuff. Like, my cameras are pretty pricey, you know? I have a couple Fuji cameras, I think I have a couple Sony cameras. I think the most expensive camera I've ever bought was like $35 with a lens when I left the store, $100. And I never wanted to use that thing. I just felt like taking it outside, the sun would melt it and it would break apart in my hands upon first usage. It takes me forever to like want to use my expensive or nicer stuff. So I can't even imagine. If I bought like a Leica, I think I would just put it in a glass case for a year and a half and never even touch the damn thing. Okay, I wouldn't, but there'd be a part of me that wants to. 1995. Drive to Blockbuster and pray the last copy is still on the shelf. 2025. That movie you want to watch isn't on any of your 17 streaming services you pay for, but you can rent it for $9.99. Actually, you can rent it for $14.99 in HD. If you want to rent it in 4K, it's $20. And once you start watching it, you have 48 hours to finish it. But you can just let it sit in your library for 30 days, so you have plenty of time to watch it. It's awful. Where the f*** are we right now? The streaming revolution is amazing. Genuinely. So why does it suck so bad, man? And why haven't companies learned that when they have a giant, massive, humongous show that's coming out in its final season, that maybe they should increase bandwidth even more than just 30%? I know 30% is freaking huge, but clearly that wasn't enough for Stranger Things, Netflix. My wife called to tell me she saw a fox on the way to work. I asked her how she knew it was on its way to work. She hung up on me. I'm sorry, sorry, dad jokes, but hey, you deserve that. You do. I can only be so sorry for you guys, all right? If you stand... Oh, I see. Unfollow me now, like immediately. Judas. If you stand Jesus Christ, well, the Christ is looks a little long there. I don't know. Who the hell were they actually talking about in this, by the way? I'm insanely curious, as I often am, and I don't think we're going to be getting an answer today. That's okay, though. That's all right, isn't it? When I see initials carved into a tree with a heart, I think it's so romantic. Two lovers on a date. One of them carrying a knife for some reason. Well, it doesn't necessarily mean it's a knife. You could carve stuff like that with all sorts of stuff. He could have a crowbar on him. I'm assuming him. I doubt she was carrying the carving device. Could have like proper carving tools, you know, because maybe they make woodblock prints and they're like, cool, I got my chisel with me. Could be just a regular chisel. I don't know, the back end of a hammer. There's all sorts of things that they could have used. Doesn't mean it's a knife. I mean, come on. What are the odds someone's got a knife ready for their, probably not first date. I would imagine you don't do the name carving in a tree thing on your very first, and if you do, you guys might both need to agree on this not being a thing, because you're going too far. We'll be having sex with robots in the next 10 years. 2025 is almost over. Did anyone actually manage to have sex with a robot, or... I think they did. It's just not what this stupid image was selling us. It was never going to be that. You're not going to be having pillow talk with your big robot man after the fact. It's gonna be like that robot in Fallout New Vegas that tells you to assume the position. They're going to be doing stuff to you. You're not gonna be doing stuff to them, okay? They're also probably not even gonna really look human. They're gonna look like robo-brains and shit like that. Macaulay Culkin says he has an idea for a Home Alone legacy sequel. I'm either a widower or divorcee. I'm raising a kid. I'm not really paying enough attention and the kid is getting kind of miffed at me and then I get locked out. My son won't let me in and he's the one setting traps for me. The house is some sort of metaphor for our relationship. See, that's a fun idea. I think I actually talked with Zach about this. And while both he and I are pretty like, about like legacy sequels and whatnot, because the best one that's ever been done is probably Tron Legacy, the one that started the legacy sequel trend. Yes, that is where they started. I don't know. This seems like a fun idea. Macaulay Culkin has earned it. He's doing great. I would probably enjoy this. There are a few legacy sequels that have come out and they've been surprisingly okay. Like genuinely. A Christmas Story Christmas, the sequel to A Christmas Story. Wild, I know. It's really good. I loved it. That's a surprising one. I didn't expect it to be any good at all, but it was great, you know? I do not mind them. I do not. But some can be less than stellar. I mean, look, Tron Ares is, at this point, a f***ing legacy sequel to Tron Legacy because it's been so long. And it sucked ass. I'm sorry. Like, I've come to terms with it. I will own it. I will watch it again, but it's not good. America has a problem, and it's coffee creamers, because what the hell is this? Hey, man, hey, look. Doth the gardener's eyes not dilate when he sees someone else's garden? Do you not understand the beauty of which you're beholding? What I said didn't make any sense. Me driving in the rain, checking out other drivers' windshield wiper speed to make sure I'm not being dramatic. Not me. Instead, though, I'm the type of guy that when I'm stopped at a light, I will turn my wipers off or down low to make sure they last longer. You know what I mean? Does anybody else do that? Are you guys stupid too? A good romance starts with a good friendship, and a bad romance starts with rah, 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 ah, ah. I'm not gonna do the whole song. You know, maybe I'll do a cover of it later, but not for now. And no, she's definitely correct. You just gotta be careful though. You really do gotta be careful because you don't want to lose the friend in the end. Either you guys keep going, or you could be like in my case, where I still have both of them as friends, but it hurts. My mom died 4 years ago after a 3-year battle with leukemia. During those years, she moved in with us, making us so much Vietnamese comfort food. After we got back from the hospital saying our forever goodbye, we found a pot of pho in the fridge. Even in death, she fed us once more. She was planned, she was ready, and I hope she's somewhere amazing. Letting everyone know that my days are like 40 minutes shorter than usual right now because I live in the morning shadow of a mountain like 100 miles away from me. You know what's funny? So in the Colorado Springs area, we live at the foot of Pikes Peak, a 14,500 foot mountain or something like that. Huge, beautiful, never get tired of the view, right? Love it. However, the sun kind of sets here at like 4:25, 4:30 p.m. in the winter, and I'm dead inside. We hosted a company wellness walk today. Nothing strenuous, just a 15-minute stroll around the building to reconnect with our bodies. Everyone joined except one engineer who stayed at his desk. After Afterwards, I gently asked if everything was all right. He said yes, he just didn't feel like walking in a circle for no reason. I told him wellness isn't about the walk, it's about willingness. He said he was willing to work, not walk. I told him that if he felt that way, he should just walk out the door and never come back. He did. If anyone knows a good back-end engineer, we have an open position that we're looking to fill. Can you imagine if this were real? It wouldn't surprise me, but can you imagine for a moment getting pissy because one of your employees was like, I'm here to work, not walk in a f***ing circle. I don't care if I get paid for it or not, which wouldn't surprise me if this were real, that it would be a 15-minute clock out, no one gets paid thing. Me and the boys leaving Tractor Supply. Hey, they're finally selling spears. We are regressing. Get used to swords and shields again, my friends. YouTube in 2025. YouTube ad. This video is sponsored by for 2 minutes. Another YouTube ad. 4 minutes of content. Another YouTube ad. For more of this, sign up on our website. Don't forget us on Patreon. 3 more minutes of content. YouTube ad. We want to thank our sponsor. I get it. I do. I mean, look where I am. Look where I am right now. Like, I understand. And I've told you guys before, I use YouTube Premium, blah, 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 blah. They've even got built-in sponsor skipping segments now in YouTube if you have Premium, which is interesting, you know? It's all pretty shitty if you are a free user. It is, and they want it to be that way, so you give them money. I get it. However, I will never, as long as they're a video creator, a documentarian, an artist of any kind that I really like watching, I don't care if they get that bag. Now, there are certain exceptions to that. Like one of my favorite reviewers on the platform recently, I think just took like a shitty gambling app ad, and I'm hoping that the bag was big, like $10,000+ big. I really doubt it was, but I hope so. There are certain things, right? But I'm never gonna shit on a f***ing creator for advertising Patreon. Patreon and direct to creator support like that, which Patreon takes very, very little of, even after they increased their cut by like, what, 1%, 2% or something? Insane. I disagree with the bitching about Patreon. Take that out of there, and this is totally valid, but please don't do that. Patreon is, not a great company, none of them are, but they've been the best and probably have given $1 billion+ to creators to allow them to do what they need to do. Like Defunctland, Pymations. Like, dude, please go and support people directly like that if you can or you wanna. Starting my 48-hour turkey brine. Oh God, Zach showed me this one, and I wanted to crawl inside my own nose and die. The future of traveling with Ryanair, and if by any chance your foot size is more than 10 or 11, an extra 15% of the ticket price will be charged to you. Cool visual, yay. We would never give out headphones. I am glad Ryanair seems to be in on some of these jokes, but do not give them motherfucking ideas of any kind. They did, I think it was them, they did theorize about a chair that would let you technically sit down, but you were in a pretty upright position. So don't give them ideas about, I know the CEO of Ryanair said that if he could do standing room only and charge you $1 or £1 to go somewhere, he would, which, I'm gonna be honest, if I could take an hour-long flight and stand but pay $1, you bet your ass I'm taking that flight. But anyway, don't give them too many ideas. Not Ryanair specifically, but any of them, please. Yeah, I just combined vertical and horizontal stripes. Tonight, we steal the moon! Dude, the leg thing was awesome. It catches you by such surprise. I love it, fantastic, and I hope that stealing the moon worked out for you. AI is kind of like Temu or Temu or whatever for thinking. Not even Trash Jones. I would argue that it's not anything related to thinking at all, because there's almost no thought put in whatsoever, all right? God, there are so many prompters out there that are gonna get a little pissy, but hey, look, if you're using generative anything, you're a loser. I'm sorry. It's lame, it's stupid. Yes, I am once again saying generative AI models are a huge waste of resources and time in general, all right? I really don't like that so many other things are also called AI. It's very annoying. None of it's AI at all, but at least we can signify a difference here with the generative crap that's trying to fuck everyone over. And that's exactly what it is trying to do. It's not trying to push the human experience any further. It's trying to specifically save corporations as much money as they can so that all of us are just in. World's biggest YouTuber, Mr. Beast, to launch financial services platform. Imagine overdrafting at Beast Bank and waking up in Squid Game. That dude just grosses me the f out. I think there was a time maybe a couple years ago when I did actually watch what he was doing on occasion because, I don't know, there was something slightly entertaining about it, though off and strange. But my God, in recent times, he has destroyed the entire concept of making videos and broadcasting yourself in so many different unique ways. It's all a game. It's all a game, man. And yes, I know exactly what some of you are thinking. I know. I am privy to me saying that right now. I understand, but have you seen my personal channel? It's exactly what a YouTube channel should be. Uploading like 3 times a year, and that's about it. You know, that's what it's supposed to be. I'm broadcasting myself over there, much to some people's chagrin, but hey, I'm doing it in a different way. I may not be a billionaire for it, that's for sure, but I like what I do a lot more than what Mr. Beast does now, building fake theme parks in Saudi Arabia and all that. Something kind of neat I found out. If you ignore a problem for long enough, it either goes away or ruins your life. So 50-50, it's pretty good odds. It's funny though, because that is pretty good odds. Not gonna lie. Sometimes the odds are even stacked in favor of ignoring a problem. It's rare, that's not the norm at all, but it can happen, okay? So, not bad. It is a funny joke, but I mean, I've experienced a couple problems that I've just ignored and then they are no longer a problem for one reason or another, you know? It doesn't, not about that guy I killed. That one is still something I think about and I'm sure they'll catch on to me at some point. This 6-7 shit has lasted way longer than I thought it would. Honestly, yeah, I'm kind of impressed that it's had such legs. Like, it never really made too much sense to me, you know, because like the funny numbers 69 and 420, they had something behind them that sort of explained why they were funny to use out of context, you know what I mean? But 6-7 doesn't seem to have literally any context at all aside from that one kid going, 6-7, right? I've never understood it. But the fact that it's not a fad, and isn't it like no shit, like dictionary's word of the year this year or something? And I know what you're thinking, it's a number. I get it, but isn't that what happened? Am I crazy on that one? Either way, kind of impressed that this has had that staying power. And honestly, I think it's going to be around forever now. I think 6-7 is like the flu. We're not getting rid of it anytime soon. Today is Dick Van Dyke's 100th birthday. So they kind of nailed that makeup in Mary Poppins, huh? They really did. He doesn't have the bushy eyebrows or the wild hair, but they really nailed it. Reminder, I'm pretty sure he was 38 or something like that when he did Mary Poppins. I think he might have been a little bit younger maybe, but this guy has been around so long. It's amazing. It is incredible that not only is he 100 years old, but dude can still sit crisscross applesauce. He can do like 150 sit-ups. Like, this guy is the luckiest man alive. Genuinely the luckiest man alive in so many ways. How in the hell? Just had a mental image of someone firing a gun into an envelope, trapping the bullet in it, mailing it to someone they hate. They open the letter and the bullet fires out and hits them between the eyes, killing them instantly. If Bugs Bunny was the Unabomber, how did they think of this whole scenario and not once maybe assume to themselves that this was a Looney Tunes bit they were coming up with? Because that is so something that has to have happened at some point. Maybe not a bullet into the envelope, maybe they like dropped a lit stick of dynamite that waited until someone opened it on the other end, but it is such a loony bit, right? We all know it. Or this is something Tom did to Jerry at the very least. Me opening my Secret Santa gift. Oh wow, an empire of dirt. Wonder who got me this, Johnny Cash. I have listened to like 3 Johnny Cash songs in my entire life. I don't understand, but that's okay. I'm not meant to understand everything. Sometimes it's you guys that have to do the understanding for me, which I'm actually very happy about. Overall, very, very happy. Sometimes I just don't want my brain to do anything. But as lazy as my mind can be, you're never gonna catch me using any AI, that's for sure. Hey, yeah, high five. Oh, hell yeah, dude. Apple TV celebrates Pluribus being its most watched show with a new billboard ad. Everyone's watching, Carol. Terrible time to be a schizophrenic named Carol. No, it really is though, because this did happen to somebody. There was a poor woman who had a Samsung smart fridge, and this ad came up on her TV and freaked her the out, all right? It's cute. I think it's cute, but what's not cute is everything being a smart device. Yep, here comes the boomer me coming out again. For sure. Don't know why we need smart appliances. Ow! at all. Like, at all. But can you imagine being Carol, just sitting at home, and then your TV decides it has the right to show you advertisements in any way, shape, or form, and one of them calls you by name? Everyone's watching, Carol. Like, dude, I would lose my mind so fast, it wouldn't be funny. It would be tragic, right? I would call the police. I'd be freaking out. Everyone's watching you. I changed the Netflix password after a breakup and immediately got this text from her dad. Hey, pal, since you and my daughter broke up, am I also cut off from Netflix? As far as I'm concerned, I'm just an innocent casualty. You know? Maybe so, right? Is Mark a good guy? Do you think he's worthy of getting to keep the login? Because it seems like he's a nice guy. And in that regard, I'd let him stay. I'd let him keep mooching for sure. But then again, I don't really know more of the context. He could be an asshole that's just trying to be nice right now so that he can get access again. Touching story. The owner of the photo says, that cat was pregnant and I put food for her every day. She disappeared for a week and today she came to show me her daughter. Well, now you've got to take care of them both. Is that your neighbor's cat or is she just a wild cat? I would imagine she's just out there and she's asking for real help. Plus, you know, more food for her is probably necessary. She just gave birth, you know? But you know what your responsibility is at this point. This is your doing, not the baby. You obviously aren't any part of that, I hope. But now you need to bring that cat in because you're a cat owner now. You own 2 cats. I'm sorry. It is what it is. But hey, that's kind of a bonus though. You know how nice it is to just have a couple of adorable kitties in your life all of a sudden? Oh, it's so great. Not at all a financial burden. You'll be all right. This'll be good for you. Brie is such an annoying cheese. What am I supposed to do with all this crust? I don't know. Why are you asking me? I'm simply not a part of an issue like this. When it comes to cheese, I get the cheese I like, okay? And it seems like you aren't really all that big a fan of Brie, now are you? Okay? Alrighty then. I'm glad we were able to have this discussion, Vile, or however your name is pronounced. I just wish you luck in the future, genuinely. Hopefully you're able to figure out what to do with cheese going forward from this point, right? Because, again, I know what to do with it. Seems like you're almost there, but sayonara, and I wish you great luck in your future cheese endeavors, my man. What happened at Costco? We're going to Costco. We're at the ER. Uh-oh. Too many free samples. I have been there, okay? Costco just shoves free samples down your throat at this point. No, really, though, it does feel like sometimes the workers there are a little overeager to get you to try something. And I'm wondering if there's an actual reason for that, because if I'm passing out samples at Costco, I don't care whether or not you try them. Is that part of my job to like wave you over and get you to try a new vitamin water competitor? Is that what I'm supposed to be doing? Like with great fervor, I'm supposed to pull you in like a mall kiosk salesman? Because I hope not. I hope they just let people come up to them like deer trying to eat from the palm of a kind old woman, right? That's gotta be the vibe at every Costco. That's what it should be. Deer eating from your palm. That's what it should feel like. I shouldn't feel like you're trying to sell me anything. Looking at you, AT&T reps that always try to get me a new phone service. Throwback to when my cousin Gemma thought swimming with dolphins would be a beautiful and wholesome experience. She's just swimming out there with those f***ing things by herself? Absolutely not. Was there no one else around at all? Dude, dolphins are notorious for f***ing with people, right? Aren't they like actually notorious for not being evil pieces of shit, but, you know, being really, what's the right word? There's a word for it. There's definitely a word for it. I would not be swimming alone with any dolphins. Sure, I might like with some professionals get near one, right? But probably not. Probably not. I don't want to get around them at all. I don't think they're there to help me. They're smarter than I am, and therefore I don't like that, okay? I only hang around with dumb animals, okay? Like, parakeets or something. I can't think of a single animal that's actually dumber than me off the top of my head. Isn't that crazy? I mean, I guess it stands to reason. Look at what I do for a living. I read silly pictures. That's my whole job. What am I trained for? Outside of talking, nothing. The Thanksgiving I was 37, I was dating a 45-year-old guy, and my sister, who was 33, was dating the 25-year-old son of the guy I was dating. Partway through Thanksgiving dinner, my dad got up, went outside, and mowed my sister's yard to calm himself down. That is a very sitcom-coded situation you guys have there. And I would imagine that none of this is happening anymore whatsoever. Also, really good job censoring the @ That's actually really funny. I wonder who the hell could have tweeted this. But wow, that's beautiful. Was that just as weird for you guys as it was for your dad? I mean, not that he's directly involved, but I would feel a little weird about it being anyone's parent and being a part of this situation at all. That's just cool, man. That's cool, man. You guys both go for very clearly different dudes, which is fine. That's fine. Everybody gets to have their preference, okay? I am not here to shame you at all, although it is interesting, we'll say. Interesting to say the very least, you know? Oh, whatever. It's fine. 2025 be like January, February, March, April, May, June, July. It's the fastest year you've ever seen? I don't know. It's one of the fastest I personally have ever experienced, but I wouldn't say it's the fastest for me. And I'm trying to recall what year really raced by, because some felt like they were over in a minute. I feel like one of the strong COVID years, I know that COVID's not going anywhere and you could still consider 2025 to be such a thing, but one of those years went by really fast. And I think it's because much like a lot of other people who were stuck in lockdown for God only knows how long, it was unfortunately just a lot of drinking. So I think I just buzzed my way out of maybe 22, 23, something like that. Just absolutely let it slip through my fingers. But 2025, I will grant you, has been weird, but I do feel like a lot of years tend to feel this way. You know, at the very, very beginning, things are slow and awful, and then they slowly but surely ramp up in an exponential fashion as this silly pseudo graph is starting to show us here for sure. I mean, for me, once Halloween is over, the last couple months of the year are kind of just like whatever. They really are. Like, I enjoy the holiday vibes, but this year has been the worst just because, again, in Colorado, it snowed one time down here in the plains where people live, and it's been hot. For December, for the middle to end of December, it has been hot, okay? It's really with me. And usually the last couple months of the year aren't really a whole lot to me anyhow, because while I love the vibes, I don't really celebrate Thanksgiving. I don't really celebrate Christmas. I just live in the vibes. It's not like Halloween for me where I am in it and I will be celebrating it all over the place. Like it's my goddamn thing, right? All right, bucko, I'm going to be taking you in for questioning. But first, I'll be confiscating this edgy diary of yours as evidence. Your death note. All right, I'll just write down his name on the first page so we know it's his. Oh no! Other than Columbo, this is the funniest one to me. And he would do it. Well, hold on. If he, say, took a marker and wrote his name on the cover or the back cover, would that do the same thing? I'm unfamiliar with Death Note rules in general. I'm unfamiliar. Never seen it. I've never even seen the awful live action movie everyone was pissed about. I just don't really know. All I know is writing their name in there will make them be dead later. But what about on it? Does that still count? Did they ever have an episode where they talked about, oh, well, it also counts on the cover? Are there any pages inside that book that are safe? Like at all? Is there like a special notes section where you'll spare someone's life if you put their name in there? Like what? I want to know, are there any special rules that kind of add something funny to this one? The world's oldest baby has been born from an embryo frozen in 1994. Thaddeus Daniel Pierce is over 30 years old despite being born July 26, 2025. Look at him, comfortably sucking on that pacifier and taking nappy time. Grown-ass man, 30 years old. Get a job. That's actually wildly interesting though, isn't it? Like a frozen embryo. Like we're able to freeze certain parts of the human experience. Once you're like born and fully formed and your body is there and you exist though, absolutely not. But if you are just a piece of the puzzle, you can be put into stasis for a very long time, at least 30 years. Kind of crazy, isn't it? One day I'm sure some trillionaire out there is going to find a way to actually freeze themselves. Maybe. There's a lot of maybes for human society going forward. But it's just, I find it really wild that we can do this, but not the latter, you know? One day, Vault Tech is gonna find the way to let us freeze ourselves past the Great War. Okay, not freeze ourselves. They might freeze some of us as an experiment, but we're never waking up. Is the Grinch his name? or his ethnicity, or his job? Well, let's actually look that up. Yeah, name, title, or species. The Grinch's actual name is Theodore Geisel. So like Dr. Seuss's that's Dr. Seuss's last name, isn't it? Am I stupid? Hold on. Doesn't have a known occupation and is an orphan. Right. Always forget about that. Although I guess in the Jim Carrey movie, he was raised by a lesbian couple, right? Let's see. Mr. E. Grinch. The E stands for Ethan because he was adopted by a who all have the last name of who, and the Grinch's legal name would be Ethan who? What? Is that? Wait, hold on. I'm getting multiple different answers here. Like the Grinch's actual name being Theodore Geisel, he is human, and he is what? No, he's not. What are you talking about? Oh, how was lunch? I left. They had those checkerboard code menus. I'm a 76-year-old man. I'm trying to eat a cheeseburger while I have time left on this earth. Not deal with that nonsense. I'm at Chili's. Yeah! I once went to the Apple store because my camera stopped working, and it took them 37 minutes to find a workaround to scanning a QR code for checking in because, yep, my camera wasn't working. We do need to talk about how the smartification of everything makes some stuff inherently worse. Like, for instance, I have chosen to have 4 smart bulbs in my room and lamps, right? Not the only lights in my room. I have a ceiling light that's just a regular bulb that I'll use in a pinch and whatnot. However, it is very annoying sometimes to use these smart bulbs. Sure, I get to have the full RGB spectrum and all this fun shit or do like effects on them and whatnot. Makes them more fun. You know, I can build a really cozy vibe with my bulbs now specifically. However, when the internet goes down, controlling them becomes more difficult or sometimes impossible, and then suddenly they're just regular bulbs again. Oh no, poor me. I have to go back to using regular light bulbs? Ugh. But really though, it's one of those things that makes you think to yourself, God, technology is stupid as hell, isn't it? Like, a lot of it is doing cool things in the name of fun while reversing the name of practicality almost in its entirety. QR codes are cool and all, like sometimes they had their place during a giant pandemic for sure. But people were just mad at everything during that pandemic. Didn't matter what the thing was. People were pissy at everything. They were even pissy at like wearing a simple piece of cloth or whatever over their mouth and nose so that they didn't infect other people. So, I don't know. He's right though. If you're a 76-year-old man trying to eat cheeseburgers while you are still here, I don't want digital crap getting in my way. I'm American. It's burger o'clock. Give me burger, please. Okay. Bird in a cage. Oh, right. Okay. It took me a half a second to actually look at the cage. Okay. I've been married for 16 years. I like crunchy peanut butter and my wife likes smooth. I haven't had crunchy peanut butter in 16 years. Okay, yeah, the bird in this stupid cage is hilariously poignant here. That is beautiful because Coop, what do you mean? What do you mean, man? You like crunchy peanut butter and yet you haven't had it in 16 years because your wife doesn't like it? You know that in a marriage, you are both grown-ass people who are allowed to retain some form of autonomy. You are allowed to be independent people in certain aspects still, right? Maybe not in the eyes of the government, legally, tax-wise, blah, 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 blah. However, if you would like to buy crunchy peanut butter, you are allowed to purchase a jar of crunchy peanut butter despite what your partner may prefer and eat that item. You are allowed to do that. So this pain is self-inflicted. You are stupid. Wish I was her. She probably doesn't even know the word situationship. Yo, she pretty as though. Like, I am not a bug guy in any stretch of the imagination. Or, I know someone's gonna go, technically, I don't care, all right? Bug is bug. I didn't say insect or arachnid or whatever. Bug, all right? That is a bug in my eyes, but a gorgeous one, a really cool one. Still, do not touch me. I can respect a lot of bugs. There are a few that I'm actually okay with handling. You know what I mean? Whether it's a roly-poly or a ladybug, or I think I could still be good with lightning bugs and fireflies. You know, I think I could be good with those guys. They're all right. But it's just, I don't know, the bigger ones, the larger they get, the more complex they get, the more insanely cool they are, but don't touch me, right? Just leave me alone. And this is one of them. But I will say, this creature is art. Sometimes stuff like this makes me think, okay, well, come on. God's got to be up there, right? And just one day they decided they were going to make the coolest looking creature probably in our entire universe. Or if not in the entire universe, like maybe one of the coolest things they've made in the entire, like, it's just sometimes it does make you wonder, right? The gorgeousness is off the scales. We need a Disney Origins movie that's just 2 hours of Gaston absolutely f***ing his way through the south of France. A live-action Gaston movie is in the works at Disney. Okay, finally. God damn it, nothing can be unrelated. It really can't. And I'm the type of guy that will complain about there not being a whole lot of original shit, for sure. The difference is, if something original is made, I'm gonna do my damn best to support it if it looks like something I'm interested in. Because you're not obviously going to blanket go to everything original or see, not even cinephiles do that, right? You still have to want to at least be semi-interested in what's going on, but god damn it. I know it's Disney, so this is par for the course, but dude, can we get something that's not related to the f***ing Renaissance era from that company, for the love of God? The urge to go to a furry con dressed like this. How many of them do you think would like either A, get it, or B, like not be pissed off about it in some way? Like if we can have that dude that showed up to furry cons dressed as Bon Voyage and like aim fake guns at people in crowds, if we can have that guy, I'm sure we can have this. However, like, do you think anyone would really get it? I feel like a couple of them might, but the vast majority of them would just be confused or something at first. You'd have to explain it to people, and then it loses a lot of its power when you do that, right? It does. It truly does, I'm sorry to say. Me to my 10-year-old, sure, you can use your new art set. If it gets you away from the iPad, 10-year-old to herself, sweet, he must be okay with me painting a rainbow farting moose on my bedroom wall and door. Dude, it's her bedroom. She's gonna live in there like her entire childhood, right? I think that's okay. And that's a hilarious thing for her to have in her room basically until she moves out. That's actually really funny when you think about it, because she's gonna grow up and either have two choices, leave it or fix it. Honestly, I hope she leaves it, because that's just a funny thing to be able to look at when you do move out one day, provided you guys are still in the house and you own it and she's allowed to do this. But I find it fun. And if I owned the house and it got my daughter or son or whatever away from the monotony of doom scrolling, yeah, paint on your wall. I don't care. It's fun, man. Look at how cute this rainbow pooping moose is, though. You can't deny it's real art. It's snowing again. You know the drill. We say roads are getting slick. Tell you to stay home. Most of you do. Some of you can't. Some of you like to slide around to pick up Cheetos at the gas station. It is what it is. I wanted donuts. I mean, yeah, some people are going to let their want get in the way of their safety. I've done it before. I probably will do it again, because we are all kind of like that. You know, in the face of authority, sometimes we're like, you can't tell me what to do. And then, you know, we crash our cars and blame it on anybody but ourselves. So let that be a lesson. If you want Cheetos during a giant snowstorm, be prepared to face the consequences of your actions, not anybody else's. You have been warned. Learning a language on Duolingo? Yeah, don't use Duolingo, man. I gotta say, didn't they also replace like a bunch of their teachers with AI and it's even worse than before? There's gotta be better resources out there for actually learning a language, because I don't think Duolingo functions as a way to learn at all. Like, it's gamified in a way that does not teach you. My ex-husband just won the kids in the custody battle thinking I cared, but he literally didn't get the only thing I ever loved, my Steam account. Is that something you can actually have in divorce proceedings? Imagine checking your mom's Twitter to see her celebrating that she lost you for her games. That would be insane. If she's, I've got to imagine that Alice is just, it's master rage baiting here. Masterful work. I would have to imagine that, right? Because no way. But if I were her son or daughter, let me tell you, whoo, I'm out. Never talking to you again.